Yeah, we see Maro's face.
All right. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the first ever TimeStrike live playthrough. Today we are going to have Shaper versus Salpy. Salpy, the heavy favorite as the game designer. However, things can always change in the void. And we are just super excited to have you all here with us this evening. We will be taking this pretty slow, making sure that questions get answered, making sure that everyone feels comfortable with what's going on, and we will do our best to answer questions as we go through. Shaper, Salpy, and I are all on one mic, so if you have any questions, I'll direct it to them, or I will answer it myself. Are there any issues with the stream? If so, please let us know so we can correct them before we kind of dig in. If not, I believe we can begin. So, what we wanted to do is start out by building the board. And I'm going to allow Shaper and Salpy to start that process. Today they are going to be working with the highlands and desert biomes. So we will watch them do a live build from start to finish. And if you have any questions along the way, like I said, please bring them up and we will be more than happy to answer them. This is an 8-edge configuration. So this is about the size that you will be able to build with the starter set. I believe we are going to use about the same amount of hexes as the starter set, maybe a little bit more, but I don't think it'll be at the same level as the deluxe set. So yeah, there is going to be lava on this map, abso-fruitly, and there is going to be deep water, there will be desert, there will be grass, and there will be mayhem.
There will be blood.
And there will be blood. So tonight, how many characters are you guys going to be drafting?
3 each.
So we're going to do a 1v1. At Castle Troy, yes, TimeStrike can be played on a map of any size. The nice thing about the maps and some of the functionality is that you can build roads. So even if you're playing on an extremely large map, you can bridge that size by building roads to travel it more quickly. And also the same with height. So if you build mainly a very tall map,
No, keep on your side.
you have the same result, where you can add roads to traverse the terrain more quickly.
Are we building this map with a specific tier from...
I mentioned that. This is somewhere in between Source Starter and Source Deluxe. I think it's just a little bit above Starter, but it's not quite as many hexes as Deluxe. So it's going to be right in that middle there. We're really not counting hexes. We're just building a board that's really fun. But like I said, this will be somewhere between the Starter set and the Deluxe set, because we're only using 8 edges, and we shouldn't have any issues with that.
And I was going to say that this is one of my favorite parts of playing the game. Is building a map. This is 1000% part of the play experience.
I think I share that sentiment. I really enjoy... I'm just going to see if I can get you guys a better focus here. I really enjoy building the board. That's one of the first things that hooked me on Source when Shaper showed it to me or when we first built it. The first thing I did was I built this big waterfall. And I really enjoyed doing that. Yeah, I think that focus is a little better. Hopefully that's cleaner.
Yes, that focus is a lot better.
That's some roads.
This is our first one. This is as the Adventure Together day.
So if you get roads and materials, just put them to the side.
We like to be a little bit scrappy and throw things together. So you'll see this improve as our other live streams and as we continue doing more playtests. So we will work on polishing the stream here for more playtests. But tonight is what we have to work with so far. So
It's an experiment.
it is. It's an ever-evolving experiment.
All kinds of
It's about the community, Bob.
Does anybody want to see us build anything in particular?
Would anyone like us to build anything in particular? That is the question from Shaper. Please put it in the chat, and I'd be happy to build it.
They want height.
They want height.
But
Yeah, we're gonna hit height now.
let's go.
Pastor Troy said, if you don't put height in, I'm canceling my pledge. LL Coyd wants the cliff that Mufasa presented Simba on.
That's a lot of tiles. I think
I'm going to pull the reference.
next time.
If you can't do it, then it's unacceptable.
Alright, we're gonna use. I'm gonna use some hexes that aren't in the packs to help us build.
That sounds fun. I think I'm gonna design my tiles.
Oh, I can get I have the other pack I can get the obsidian out of.
Do they want the height in the middle or to the edges?
Any preference on where that height is, everyone?
Where Simba's birth
I get in the middle.
Yeah, no, right?
Ninja said
Oh,
on
yeah.
the edges.
The edges.
He wants on
Okay.
the edges.
Alright, well, we can try to do both here. I'll do. Oh!
There's one.
Middle plus edges. Troy wants it all.
This is your
Can't
common,
make it happen. We're in
common
trouble.
theme.
How does this look like this?
I like it on the edges.
They said whatever you want to show off various game mechanics in TimeStrike. So I think some testing, some
Oh, you mean
jump
this?
attacks.
You mean
Oh,
this?
good job, Salpy.
Right next to the lava, you mean?
Somebody's
Nice.
getting kicked into the lava. You heard it here first.
I mean, would it even be a game of TimeStrike if they didn't?
Now, a
Well,
few
that's
things I want to
some
talk about as we're
Lava
building
coming
out
off
this map.
the edge.
Just remember, guys, one of us can talk at a time.
Mhm.
So, you see some lava being built up high. When you step on lava, you will take 1 damage, and that is a. Do you roll to defend? No, right? Nope. So that is a true damage. So if you get pushed onto lava, or if you fall into lava, or even if you choose to take a step into the lava, you will take 1 damage. Now,
So,
when
we,
yeah.
wait, a question for you tomorrow.
Sure.
Have we made any volcano maps?
We have made volcano maps in the past, so the answer is yes. However, tonight we will not show that off.
I'll put gold mines on my side of the
Yeah, we'll get a photo of that. I don't think there's a problem with that at all.
Okay. Good stuff.
The Lion King is my tiles.
I love that idea.
I already told Amanda everything about how to do it.
Love it, love it, love it, love it.
That nose? I think we're good.
Dan Murray is the one that asked if a volcano has ever been made, Chris.
Oh, yes, of course. Sean Astin told me to do it, so I did it.
That's the desert biome and the Fantasy Highlands biome, right?
That's correct. So we are showing off desert and highlands. Now the desert biome, our cameras are not the best quality tonight, but that is a white sand dune. And in a hex pack, those whites are called the dunes. When you see the frozen tundra, you're going to see more of a bluish white because there's ice peering through, and you'll see more of a snow design on that. So in this case, you're looking at desert with deep water, and you are looking at highlands with lava. So now that the board is set up, we are going to let Shaper and Salpy perform their draft. Again, they are going to be drafting 3 characters each. So
Let me take a turn here. So, as we build this, there's a couple extra steps that you have to take specifically for TimeStrike. And I just pull up the rules in front of me so I don't miss it. So after you get the elevation and things, you're going to want to place resources. So resources, essentially whenever you play any game with source, you kind of denote which hex type ties to what kind of mechanic. So for tonight, on the grassland side, I'm going to be putting the gold mines down. And on the sand side, where'd they go? Obsidian. He's going to put the obsidian down. So these are tiles that can be mined throughout the game. And we're going to do, let me get the count, 5 per player. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's do a little bit more. Make it fun.
More is more fun.
Yeah. Oh, put them in the, I got the gold mines over here. Put them over here. That's your area. So you can stack them as high as you want. You can spread them out individually. You can make mounds, however you want to do it. Put one deep in the woods over here. Okay. Once there's resources down, you would set up your card area, which we have cards laid about that we just can quickly access
Talk about cards.
and play the game. Yeah, so right there he's got fish, so there's fishing in the game. Whenever you successfully fish, you'll be drawing from that deck, and they will provide a series of benefits and healing. The next deck he's showing is quests. So every so often throughout the game you'll be assigned quests, which allow you to get rewards and increase your character stats permanently. The next deck he's showing is loot. This is one of the main things you'll be fighting for throughout the game. You can acquire loot by attacking any of the lost monsters that we're going to place down on the map soon. And then I have Fear's deck. So at the end of every turn, we are going to draw 1 card from this deck, which is the big boss, and we're going to play that out. And I just need to set up this deck real quick.
Real quick, Anthony. So we have a few questions coming in. The first is that the tiles do not stack. However, what you can easily do is you can stack your hexes and then top them with your water tiles to make a waterfall very, very easily. So although you can't stack water on top of water, you can kind of lay a foundation for what you want your water to go down, whether it be lava or deep water, and then you can top them to give a waterfall look. So we really didn't want you stacking tiles. That's the whole idea of them. They're either used as your base where you have water, or they're used as toppers to say, this is what I want to show
Right,
here.
so one of the mechanics in the game is we will be building roads, but since you cannot put on hexes on tiles, tiles cannot be built on.
Correct. People love to look at the trees. Ninjason has a question. Anthony, maybe you can handle this. What's the minimum height that one of your minis can fit under?
What's our smallest mini? This guy right here, a mana worm who's literally laying down, so he can go probably under 1 hex.
They can't see under there.
Yeah.
Try it from the other side.
Camera side.
Camera side.
Yeah, this little guy, he's basically laying down, and then he can go under here.
Yep. So it's really based on the miniature itself, although each miniature does have height tied to it. That's more tied to other game mechanics such as engagement, such as jump attacks, whereas really what you can fit under a bridge or any sort of in a tunnel is based on the mini itself. So you really just say, does it fit? And make that decision.
Okay. Next up is we're going to place the sentients and the monsters, and as well as one of the sentience mobs. So you can do this in any way. It's kind of, if you want to make like rules around who gets to place what, it's really up to you. But when we play, we like to place the sentience near the middle. We'll draw the next thing you place is one of the beasts, which we're going to put Magi next to this tree. So he's going to be running around the void, and we're able to tame him and attack him for loot. He could also attack us. The last thing we're going to do is we're going to place one of his tentacles. So he will spawn these throughout the game. The more you have the option to place more of these at the start of the game to really make it dangerous, or less of these to really let the game go on longer and kind of focus more on your battle. So we're going to place, normally you don't place any to start, but we're going to place one right here. So that's kind of just so as we go through this, you'll see that it's just very like open to the way you want to play to build your map, how many resources you want, how many monsters you want on the board, tentacles you want on the board, and we have all recommended standards that you'll go through and we'll tell you how to do it the first time. But as you play through and get your own feeling for character counts and things, you're able to just tweak those settings to find the game you want. Okay. I think that's it for setup. Yep. Okay.
So let's recap. We built a map, we placed the resources on the map, we placed the boss and all the monsters on the map,
Yep, and the one mob for the boss.
and now we are, ready to start drafting?
Yeah, so we're going to roll d20s to see who gets to draft first. We're going to draft 3 characters each. All of these characters are
Let's go!
We have a
17.
19 out of Chris and
17.
a 17 out of Salpy. First D20s of the game, and Shaper comes out on top.
Let's see those live odds. Let's update those live odds.
So all these characters are balanced in their own ways against each other. Some have higher energy, lower energy. Some have better attack, defense, skills, all sorts of stuff. It's really about choosing the team and composition that you want to play.
Bob asks if we can scoot the board about 2 inches towards the camera. And stop. Good. Perfect. Okay. They want to know who you're picking. So, Shaper, who will be the first draft of the night?
So I think this is an easy decision. It's
Love it.
I'm gonna go ahead and start with Gula.
Uh,
One of my absolute favorite characters. This is the original sculpt, for those of you that are big fans of the original sculpts.
Whatever
And,
that means.
So I'll be playing with Gula tonight.
all right.
The reason I chose Gula, for those of you who are wondering, she has 6 move, 4 attack, 3 defense. She heals on hits. She has 2 energy on her turn and 6 health. So Gula is kind of a force to be reckoned with here. She does, it appears, enrage very well. She awakens very well, but her attack can be cursed pretty heavily. We'll talk a little bit more about all those different stats.
Yeah. And what I'm going to show real quick is right now we're going to play with just plain cards, just because we're always play testing new stuff, taking feedback, and updating the game. But we do have these character boards, which eventually, when you get TimeStrike, you're going to have these little slots where you can track all of these different things, and the cube's going to stay in there. So when you're tracking your health, all your curses, and your different effects, you can just slot those cubes in, and you can move your card around and not really have to worry.
Can you show that one more time? So we have a question in Facebook. Is there a line of sight with trees and levels? Is there an attack advantage on the higher platform? So on your character card, you will actually have a silhouette, and it'll show you what parts of the character are actually hittable. And this is what your hitbox is. No, Tony, the other one is.
This
right.
one?
Yeah. So you can see there's a little red marker. That is where the a little closer.
Mm-hmm.
There you go, right there. So you can see that red dot. What that red dot means is that's where the character can see from. And then the parts of the character that are gray are the hittable parts of the character.
Yeah, there will be darker spots. None of these have the unhittable parts. That's just something part of the prototype. But yeah, there's going to be parts that you can see that you can target and parts that you can't.
In addition, there is an advantage to attacking from height.
Mm-hmm.
We will go through that when that happens in the game, but basically you get either an attack advantage or a defense advantage depending on what action you are taking from that height.
All right. I'm going to choose...
So Shaper has drafted Gula. She is a melee glass cannon with self-regenerating abilities, is the way I would describe her.
So I'm going to choose Legion. Legion is a multi-unit, and they have a lower health pool, but they can only take 1 damage at a time. And every time they get hit, they can actually respawn on an ally. So each Legion will disappear essentially when it's hit, but it will then respawn on an ally as it takes damage on its health. And you'll see it's called Endless Army. They also take advantage of jump attacks, which you'll see later in the game. So it's back to Shaper.
So we now have Gula in the game, and
Legion.
we have...
So I'm going to talk through my
Legion.
thought process here. I have a glass cannon character here whose gonna be dealing out a lot of damage. She's got pretty decent movement. I think I'm gonna want a more defensive character to maybe help mitigate any range attackers that are coming after me, and or kind of work as a shield if I need them to. So my second choice is going to be the highest defensive character I can find, and that's going to be Jake Allen. So Jake is sort of like a paladin. Once you have read the lore, you'll understand that him pairing with Gula is never going to happen. But as a player, I get to choose how I want to build my army. So Jake has enchanted armor. So when he's rolling and he rolls a lucky defense die, he's going to get extra defense. He has an enchanted flail, which means that when he rolls a lucky attack, he can deal 1 additional damage, and up to 2 additional damage if the person that he's attacking is a fallen, sinful type character.
Which is Legion.
Legion is a
And
fallen, sinful
Gula.
type character, and so is Gula, but she's on my team, so I don't have to worry about that. When Jake takes damage that would defeat him, he instead goes to 1 health. I'll roll 4d6, and each lucky defense will heal me for 1. This happens once per game only, but he's quite hard to kill. So he's got 5 health, he's got 5 move, 1 range, 3 attack, and 4 defense. So my team right now is heavily into attack and defense. We have no range. We can move around quite a bit, but we have defense and attack spec characters to start.
I'm immediately going to choose Roland Rumpus. So Roland Rumpus is a blacksmith who uses his fists to control fire and rock. This lends into his skills being he can jump between 2 different stances. One increasing his defense and decreasing, and then the other one increasing his attack and decreasing his defense. So he can kind of adapt to the situation that's in front of him. The other thing that's really useful is that he can use a skill called Magma Fist, where he can burn the enemy's armor. So I see that Jake Allen over there, his defense curse is -2. So Magma Fist will be really strong against Jake Allen and making sure that he can't have high defense.
So what we've seen so far is Shaper has kind of gone with a highly aggressive character and a highly defensive character. And Salpy has kind of taken a similar approach. I would say Roland Rumpus is more of a middle of the road, can be defensive, can be highly aggressive, but the Legion I would say are highly aggressive. So they've all chosen melee characters so far. There's no range characters in the game as of yet. We do have a question from Facebook. Is there a point value on each card to build your team? And maybe Salpy can handle that question a little bit.
Sure. No, our current starting roster of characters are all even across the board. So you can go ahead and just choose
Devin got you.
what characters you want, and they will equalize against each other. We do have plans in the future of releasing different types of characters that will function differently, increasing unit counts, or one character essentially being worth the amount of 3 characters. One of the examples which we announced as a stretch goal earlier today is Fear is going to get his own character board like this. But he's not going to be labeled as a survivor. It's going to be a different type of class, and he's going to be essentially worth 3 characters as his stats. So we will have things that you can just like with differentiating team numbers. But for the start, it's all equalized across the board, so you can just play the characters you want and get a feel for the game. Am I missing something?
Yeah, Devin's just talking so much trash. He's clearly on your team. Okay, so it's me versus Salpy and Devin tonight. That's clear. I'm going to go ahead and select a ranged character. I've got a good attack character, I've got a good defensive character, and I think that range is going to be really important in this fight. Especially because we've got a flying character here. Should I get a flying character or should I get a ranged character? That's a question for everybody watching. I think a ranged character will help me, obviously, in situations where I can't engage in melee, but he's got flying characters, and I'm a little worried he's going to have a lot more mobility than I will on the map. What's everybody think?
What do we think? Flying or melee? Throw it in the chat. We got one for flying.
Flying or ranged?
Sorry,
Well, you
flying
could
or
do-
ranged.
So,
Flying or ranged.
Shipwrecks, I've got either Mara, who's going to, be a ranged
Yes,
character
this
and
would
do
be a Mara
AoE,
pick.
or I've got Hod, who said Hod? Jason,
Hod!
Hod's got no range.
The fisherman!
Hod's got no range, but he fishes great.
And he can awaken allies.
We have 2 for range, 1 for flying.
The fish are OP.
We got one on Facebook for range as well. We got
Okay.
3 for range now. You're
Range
going
always. We got fish. Devin wants me to lose, so I'm not gonna choose range. I'm gonna go for hot.
Oh, come on.
We're going
Let's
for
get a big high.
We're going for the fish. We're going for the fish.
buddy. We just got the call from Las Vegas, and Devin made a bet, and Chris is purposely throwing this game.
It's not fixed, I promise. So I chose Hod the Fisherman. Hod does not have a ranged attack. However, Hod can fish like nobody else can fish. You see here on his sculpt, he's got a fishing rod. Hod comes with a passive ability to use the fish action twice on his turn, and he adds 2 to his fishing rolls. Hod can awaken an ally unit, but will deal 2 damage to the unit that he awakens. So I can quickly sort of level up my characters with Hod. I can get a lot of fish to help keep my team healed throughout the fight. And while in water, Hod will gain attack and defense and can fish whilst submerged in water, probably due to the barrel that he's sitting on, which gives him additional buoyancy. Hod's in the lore, one of my favorite characters. He's a hermit. He lives in the woods. He's got a really complex story. Can't wait for you all to see that. But I think Hod was the right choice. Thanks everyone that steered me towards the fish.
Salpy, can we fish in lava? Are there lava fish? Question from the chat. Oh, put him on the. That was a good question.
That's a really good question. Because we do have because we do have water and we do have lava, we can separate the two and allow them to be their own mechanics. There is an instance though, so this is kind of one of the unique things that we've tried to tackle, which since you can buy any source type you want, if you were to buy just the Highlands and you wanted to play TimeStrike, you would essentially be fishing in lava, yes. For this game, we're going to treat lava and water separately. But yeah, if you just have the Highlands to play with and all you have is lava, you can very much say, I'm fishing in lava, but also if I walk through it, I'll take damage. That's kind of up to you. And, we'll guide you as best as we can in the rulebook to kind of make that clear.
I want to hear in the comments what kind of fish would swim through lava and be cool. Anybody have any ideas?
Salamander, flame salamander.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Get good. Your name is Samara after all. I need to get good, I'm being told. So
Okay.
let me commentate, guys.
I chose Mara. She is a ranged attacker. She also does area of effect attacks. Another ability of hers allows her to get out of engaged situations without getting cheap shot. She does have to spend an energy to get out, and it also gives everyone around her the move curse. The last thing she does is she gets increased armor with her ice armor when she is blocking. Hold on, while defending an attack. Yeah, if there's an engaged attacker on her, she can get extra block and give the target the move curse. So she gives a lot of move curses out and attacks in an area of effect. So now that we have our characters drafted, Shaper will place his army somewhere on the edge of the map first, all together, and then I will place all my characters on an edge of the map altogether.
So,
Real quick question from Facebook. So, to be in the sea, is there any extra attack also in water or a movement penalty? So, when you are in water, if you are not a flying unit, or if you have some sort of passive skill that allows you to move through water with ease, like Hod.
Well, not a skill. His move type is swim.
Swim. So, if you are a swimmer or a flyer, you do not take any sort of penalty when moving through water. However, if you are a normal land unit, then you will take additional moves.
So if you are in water, it will be one extra move to move anywhere else. So if you're in water and you're moving to a land hex, or if you're in water and moving to another water hex, it's just one additional move.
That's there. Yep.
okay, so what I have to consider now, looking at the map, looking at where the boss is placed and where there are monsters, is what kind of strategy do we want to play here? We've got an attack character, we've got a highly defensive character, we've got a great fishing character. So I think, obviously, I want to kind of be near the water. But I've got this great attacking character in Gula, so I might want to just like charge in and go after the boss and get some loot early on. What's everybody think in the comments? Let me know. What's a good strategy? Should I fish first, or should I fight the monsters first?
Apparently, this is going to be a Discord plays TimeStrike.
Yeah.
Because Chris is very indecisive. We have a big vote from Bob for fishing. Caster Troy, fish. Unnamed fish. We see a lot of fishing, so let's roll that d20.
It seems like this vote was a self-fulfilling prophecy. I'm going to go ahead and place Hod first, right here, next to the water. I'm not sure.
Oh, you gotta place start on the edges.
Yeah, there you go.
It would be
Right.
also be
I'm gonna
awesome.
go right here.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go. We got Hod right here by the water.
So Hod
Yeah,
in
edge
his
of the board.
natural environment.
In the water.
Yeah, he gets increased stats in the water.
Now, do I place all my characters
Yeah,
right now?
Yeah, all together.
So I'm going to place all my characters. Insert fish joke from
Animal Crossing.
And
All
these can be
together.
placed adjacent to one another, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, Daryl, we are aware that that game had a 2-space penalty. We just decided to go with 1. It felt better and a little bit less complicated when moving through water.
A 2-space
So-
penalty. I thought it was
For
just
HS.
for. Oh, well, I thought it was you just stopped when you walked into water. It ended your turn, didn't it?
What are we talking about?
Hero escape.
Yeah, water would end your turn.
Yeah. I think people played it differently.
I heard there was I'm reading there was a 2-space penalty some people played that
Okay.
way as well.
We like 1.
We like 1. Plays well.
Because we also like a lot of water, and lava is also a liquid, so it's gonna be the same in that. Okay, so he placed all his characters. I'm looking around. Let's see. I'm gonna start right near the sentience.
They don't all have to be visible.
Yeah, I know. I'm not thinking about that.
You can start anywhere. That's correct. So
You start as a group on the
but
edge
you
of
have
the board.
to start on the edge of the board, correct?
Mhm.
Yeah. So you have to start on the edge, but you can start anywhere on the edge. So if Salpy really wanted to, he could post up right next to Shaper.
Now that we're on the board, let me give you the objective, because there's a lot going on here. So the objective of the game is to knock out the enemy player. When your enemy gets knocked out, they will then take over the boss and any monsters on the board. From there, that's what we call the myth system. So once I knock him out, he will then take over the board. And I have to eliminate all remaining monsters and get one last hit on the boss to destroy him. So it's more than just a fight between each other. So you're going to want to, as we go through the game, monsters will spawn more and more. So you want to make sure that when you knock any other players out, there's not too many of them. So you're kind of culling the lost while you're battling each other at the same time.
And I will add to that every time Tony and I take a turn, it ends the round. And the stats of the boss and the monsters will be displayed on a round-by-round basis on these cards, which we will show to you guys so that you're aware and why we're making the decisions we're making. So right now, the Lost, as we call them, the boss and the monsters, have a move of 4, a range of 1, 3 attack, and 2 defense. So that kind of starts to inform what kind of decisions you want to make on a round-by-round basis, because that will be a variable that changes.
Caster Troy, the question: what happens if the monster/boss win? Then that player wins even though their team died. So that means the board wins. That means
The void
you
wins.
lost,
Yes.
the void wins, but the game has defeated the players. So in that case, if you were the one that was defeated first and you became the myth, then you might feel like you won, but really you were both defeated, and you just ended up saying, I brought you down with me. So
Yeah.
you lose the game.
It really starts to shine on higher player counts. So when you have 3 or 4 people and the first person gets knocked out, they don't sit around watching 3 other people play out the rest of the game. They stay invested. They want to keep knocking people out to make the myth stronger and stronger. So it's a balancing act. Another thing is once the myth is active, no more monsters will spawn. So it's a finite amount. So even though you do get to stay, keep in mind this is still, this is very close to finish, but we're still tweaking numbers, stats, and things to make it the best experience across the board. So we're seeing how strong that myth system should be on different player counts.
Yeah, it was really important for us that nobody get knocked out of the game and everybody stays involved. Nobody ends up on their phone, kind of detached. So the myth system accomplished that, and it's something not a lot of other games have done. So, Shaper, why don't we take our first turn?
I would love to. And since by popular demand, fishing is what's going to happen here, I'm going to go ahead and... So, Hod has 3 energy. On my turn, I am allowed to use that energy to take a number of different types of actions. One of those actions would be fishing, another could be mining for materials, another could be using an ability, another could be attacking an enemy player. So, with Hod being a great fisherman and starting in water, he has the ability to go ahead and fish while he's in water. So I'm going to do that for my first energy out of 3. So I'll take a d20 and I will roll. If I get a 10 and up,
towards the front if you can.
I'm going to get a fish. You want it over here?
Oh, let's see if they can even see it.
I can't see it there.
So I rolled a 19, so that is definitely a fish.
So Chris successfully
I pulled my
fishes.
first fish. So I'm not going to show Tony what this is, but I'm going to show everybody else. Tony's going to look.
I'll tell you how to angle it because the light can hit it funky.
See? Down this way?
Right there.
There it is.
It's not super clear, but
Alright.
that is a fish that is special and heals or buffs.
Excellent. Okay, so this goes into my character's inventory. So Hod's going to go ahead and put this in his inventory. I can use it when I'm ready. He's now got 2 energy left, so I'm going to go ahead and use his movement stat of 4.
And Chris is moving near the Moggy, so that's one of the Void Lost characters that is spawned on the map with Fear. It'll be interesting to see what he's going to do with that fish. Maybe he'll try for a tame, maybe he'll mine. I think he's thinking about it.
So I'm going to mine first.
He's going to mine.
I'm going to spend my
he's gonna
second
grab an
energy of
obsidian.
3. I'll put this into Hod's inventory.
And he puts it directly on that character, so that's something really unique about the source system is you can actually use these materials as physical materials rather than writing into your inventory, I have 1 obsidian.
Now, if I wanted to try and tame the Moggy here, the Moggy has an attack of 3, and I have a defensive roll of 4. In order for me to tame the Moggy successfully, I would have to roll at least 3 defense dice with my roll of 4 to essentially become friends with this beast, to prove it that I'm formidable enough
Might not
to
be
control
a
it.
good turn.
So this isn't the spot to use that. However, if I attack the monkey and I successfully land a hit, I can go ahead and get myself some loot. The problem with that is Hod has a low attack. He only has 2 attack. He's just great at fishing. It's really all he can do.
But he can use those fish to give himself buffs quickly to essentially increase all his stats.
Yeah, in this case, Shaper has a few options, right? He could go for the tame. It is a low percentage that he's successful.
Yeah.
However, he could use that fish to buff his defense
He's
and increase
very,
his percentage.
yeah, he's very much a support character. He can awaken his allies, which it gives them their permanent stat increases. He gets lots of fish, which allow for healing and for quick buffs, and he can trade those off to other characters. But while he's in water, is when he gets +1 attack and defense, so he really starts to shine.
I'm
So,
hearing use the fish.
I'm going to go ahead and use the fish. I'm using the fish. So Hod's going to eat this fish. It was delicious.
It was a
crab.
crab.
It was a
The
crab.
ding crab.
So
The ding crab?
I'm going to go ahead and then
I got rid of
give,
this game. You didn't even read it.
I'm going to go ahead and give a buff to Hod. I think I'm going to give him defense. Why not? So I'll give him 1 defense buff, which now he has a defense of 5, and he's going to go ahead and attempt to tame on the Moggy. Now, if he fails this tame, which means he rolls less defense than the lost attack, he's going to take damage. But worth the risk here, so we're going to go ahead and
So Shaper is about to roll 5 dice, and he needs 3 defense to fully block the Moggy's attack and successfully tame.
Oh!
4 defense.
4 defense.
Oh! Oh!
So
Let's see those live odds.
he then takes that beast card and attaches it to his character. So on his next turn, he can, on his next turn with Hod, he can use Magi as well.
I'm getting it right there. Try that.
That helps.
That might work.
Okay, so his character's done. Why don't you put a marker on your character to show that you're exhausted? So as you use a character, they will become exhausted. And once all of your characters have become exhausted, then it will reset and you will remove the mark from all of them, showing that you can go take a turn with them in any order again.
I want to quickly just touch on that. Now that I've tamed this Magi, the next time I get to take a turn with Hod, who's exhausted right now, so I'll have to move with Gula and Jake first. I get to move with both Hod and the Magi at the same time. That is my tamed beast, so they can kind of work together now, attack together, move together, perform actions together. That is the advantage of taming wild monsters and beasts.
So real quick, can we just show off a dice and each of the options that you have when you're rolling?
So you have, this will be updated to a void side. You have the normal defense.
2 sides of normal defense. Or
No,
one.
a lucky defense. And then you have 2 normal attack sides and 1 lucky attack side. So all in all, you have 2 defense and 3 attack, and there's 1 lucky attack and 1 lucky defense. As well as that, what will be updated to the void side, which we do not have mechanics built into this iteration that will take advantage of the void. It's for future iterations.
And Daryl, to answer your question on Facebook, when you are adjacent to an enemy player unit, you become engaged.
Yes.
However, in this case where you see Hod next to Magi, they are not engaged, as Magi is almost like an NPC unit.
No, they are engaged, but Magi will not cheap shot you if you try to walk away.
So the AI will not cheap shot you when you move away from them. So your question was, you take an automatic attack action from the enemy, or is it a roll for disengagement? So what would happen is, if Hod moved away from one of Salpy's characters, Salpy would roll one of the attack die, and if an attack showed, then Hod would take 1 damage. However, disengaging with the Magi, because it is an NPC unit or an AI unit, you will not have any consequences.
Yeah, a lot of the AI will just activate on the cards within the deck, so you don't have to remember to trigger things when you're kind of interacting with them until the myth is in the game, which is going to be Shaper. Once he's in the game, then all the engagement rules are all going to take place, and you're going to look at the skills and everything.
So let me touch on what lucky dice are. So this is a lucky attack, and this is a lucky defense. There's going to be 1 side on each die that has a lucky hit. Now, how does that work? No, it's not double. It is actually just considered like a critical. And there are going to be certain abilities in the game. Let me know if you can see this card or not.
Pretty
For instance,
decent.
on
You
this,
can't make the text out.
Yep, on this Jake card, what it'll say is every time I roll a lucky defense, it's going to count as 2 blocks, or 1 additional block in this case. And so that is kind of how they work. Every character, not every character, but a majority of characters will have lucky roll triggers, whether that's a lucky attack or a lucky defense. So that's how the lucky dice work and how they come into play.
All right, I'm going to take my turn so that we can get through a whole round without it taking all night.
Impossible.
Okay, so I'm going to go with Legion first. The reason why is I kind of, within the Fear deck, I'm looking at the stats, and I know the stats, just because I've played it so many times, are a little bit higher right now. So it's not always a good idea to interact with the Lost on the first turn because of those increased stats, although Shaper successfully tamed Magi on the first turn, which is crazy. So I'm going to use Legion, and I'm going to just do some resource gathering to get myself started. So I'm going to take a material here with this guy. Each of these Legion have 4 move and 2 energy each. So I can move each of them 4, and I can perform 2 actions with each. So now that he's up here, he's going to use his second action to fish. 13. Oh! So not only is there fish in these waters, but there's also, and tell me if you
Treasure chest.
treasure chests. This, I open this treasure chest and it allows me to draw 3 loot cards.
Salpy, how many total actions are there that a character can take on their turn? 6.
Total types of actions.
Just total count.
It varies.
It varies by character. So some characters have 2 energy, some characters can go up to 4 energy. It's usually 2 to 4. Somewhere is the average.
I just meant the different actions that they can take. It doesn't matter how many energy they have. What actions can they choose from?
Oh, okay. So you have the total list of actions is mining, fishing, trading. Those are all actions that you can do if you are not engaged with anything. Other players. You can't go fishing when you're in the middle of combat. The next set of actions are contesting, and we'll describe everything as we go through it. I won't do it now. Contesting, taming monsters, climbing the sentience, and casting an ability. So that's 3, 7.
Yep.
And abilities are specific skills on your character that require an energy to use. For instance, Roland, I told you that he has stances on his character, and those are both, his stances are abilities, so he actually uses an energy to switch between those stances. The last one is attack. Attack is the final action. That's the one you're going to be using the most throughout the game, and that kind of ends your turn. So once you attack, you cannot use any more energy or move anymore. The only instance where you could do something else is if you had some loot to activate, or if your character had a special case where they can attack twice, which is, there's a couple characters, not these characters, but future characters and things that will take advantage of that. So, alright, let me get back to it. So I got 3 loot. Oh wait, I only drew 2.
One more.
Alright, so I got Holy Water, which removes curses and heals me, which I'll hold on to that.
And he's putting them into the inventory of the
Yes.
character
So-
that fished.
Yeah,
So, just to recap, he fished, he pulled up a treasure chest, and that treasure chest enabled him to draw loot cards. So, as you're fishing, you won't just get fish.
Yeah.
You will get more.
the next thing I got is Taurine Injection, which gives me the attack and move buff, so I'm going to activate that immediately and get attack and move buff.
It's a strong one.
So that gets used. And then the last one I'm going to hold on to and not say anything.
Yeah, he's abusing substances, just so everybody's clear.
Activating a card does not take energy. Items are typically usable on your turn unless otherwise stated.
Yeah. Items, fish, and materials, loot, fish, and materials are all things, is once you have them, you can just use them. They do not require any extra actions or energy to use. Okay, so that was one character, and I'm going to finish off his move. He only moved once, because he can fly up this. So he went 1, 2, 3, 4, and he's going to end right here. This guy's going to do the same thing. 1, 2, he's going to mine.
Now there
3,
is 2 obsidian.
fish,
1
12.
legion,
I'm going to hold on to that.
Successful fish.
And I'll end it there. So I used both characters. They both moved. This one moved 4. This one moved 3, and they both use 2 energy each. Now with our game, it's very fluid on how you use your characters. So I could use one, use an energy, switch to the other one, go back and forth. Just as long as you track everything you're doing, we do allow that. You don't have to say, I'm doing my whole turn with this unit first, and then I'm doing the rest of it with this unit. We allow for that flexibility. And that's the end of my turn, so I'm going to mark them as exhausted.
And Alex on Facebook, thank you so much. We are super ecstatic that you like the creature designs. Each of us designed our own set of characters, our own story. Though what you're seeing today is actually Shaper and Salpy's worlds. So you're seeing the Meek and the Fallen. So I would say that Shaper is heavily inspired by, what would you say, for your art style of your race?
It is a post-apocalyptic,
Heaven and
post-Armageddon
hell.
sort of heavily like paladin, sort of demonic-inspired world where you have the forces of light hanging on for dear life, fighting against the forces of darkness.
And how about you, Salpy? Where did you get your inspiration for the Meek?
That's a good question. I think a lot of it for me, I'm a huge fantasy fan, so a lot of my inspiration, I would say, comes from a mix of Warcraft and Lord of the Rings.
Makes sense?
Okay, so now that Tony and I have both taken a turn, we go ahead and we take the
Yep.
Fears card, and the Sentience gets to take a turn. So you'll turn this card over, it will tell you what to do, you go through it step by step before you start the next round. So
First thing we're going to do is
Yeah.
determine.
Tentacle Thrash is the card. You guys take a look at the artwork, hopefully you can see it.
Yeah, it's alright.
Okay, so Fear overloads, determine control.
So, every card in this deck will always say determine control. In this mode, in this card deck, Fear never acts on his own. It's always a fight over who gets to control his next turn. Normally, it's determined by who is the highest on his back. So that's one of the reasons that you'll want to climb up there and get as high as you can. Later in the game, you'll see fights kind of erupt for position on his back so that one of us automatically gets to control the next turn. If there is a tie where either no one's on his back or we're on equal levels, we're just going to D20 it out to see who gets it. So if you don't fight for that position, you kind of leave it up to chance. Oh, they going.
That counts.
This is a 4. You're going to get a 1.
Unbelievable.
It didn't go in. Oh, a tie! 4.
4 versus 4. The reroll must happen.
5.
5.
Inches
Really
way
up
up.
the ante.
Inches way up.
You're just going to go down, though. Oh, 13.
Let's go.
Salpy brought a 4 to a 13 party.
A 5.
Sorry,
All right.
5.
So I rolled a 14, and therefore I have control of fear. So step 1. Fear will attack all player units in range of Fear or his tentacles, adding 1 attack per 2 tentacles in the time scale.
So his range is 2 right now, and I don't believe anyone is 2 range away.
No, it
No.
looks like everybody's safe today,
Yeah.
and there is also no one within range of his tentacle.
Yeah,
so.
which is one of her. So, just to interrupt, apologies. So you're going to see every few cards in this deck is a red card. This is kind of our reset card that kind of knocks everyone off of his back, spawns more tentacles, and does AoE damage in an area. So you know when it's coming up. You can kind of just look at the deck. When you build the deck initially, we'll tell you where to place the red cards so it's consistent. And it's kind of like how he gradually makes the board more and more destructive and dangerous.
Step 2. The controller of Fear will now take the initiative and will go first in the next round.
So you hold
in the
on
turn
to
order.
initiative.
So I will hold on to initiative in the next round. Step 3 is if there were any units climbing Fear, those units would be knocked off in turn order. Each unit would be removed from Fear and placed in a hex adjacent to him. Step 4. Move Fear anywhere in the void. Follow the sentient's movement instructions. Place a tentacle on the center of Fear's starting position.
So he gets to move Fear anywhere.
Fear's starting position is going to be the center of his base, so that is where the tentacle will go. And
2
then
tentacles.
I get to choose where he goes, and so that's a pretty easy decision for me. I'm going to land right here. Just make
Are
your
you going
life...
to destroy this?
Yes, absolutely. I want this going.
Do the boom.
Yeah,
Give us a good one.
it'll get boomed. It's a little small, but...
That's live destruction.
Alright, so
I've never seen anything
So that's
like
where the
it.
tentacle was.
what was there?
Tentacle and 2 Legion.
So
What Shaper did there, right, is those tentacles essentially are creating kind of like dead or danger zones around the map and spreading Fear's presence. So you kind of want to play around them carefully because their range will affect your characters. And then he kind of land right on Legion's head, pushing them out of the way and taking out the bridge. So this is the beauty of the source system and how the map you start with will never be the map you end with.
Okay, step 5. Each team will now draw a new quest. There's a quest for you. There's a quest for me. Just so that you all who are watching the stream can see, here's my quest.
Back it up a little bit. Yeah, right about
There you go. So that's my quest. That's the action item. Now I could reveal this and show it to Tony, or I can keep it secretly to myself. It's really up to me.
You got
I'm
a lot
gonna-
of glare on
I'm gonna
it,
keep
so
it secret.
Read it. Let everybody know what quest you're on.
Alright, so my quest is, it's an Awakening Hourglass quest, which means that I need to inflict damage to an enemy player unit. If I do this, the character that does that will be rewarded by getting awakened, which is equivalent to leveling up. I get to choose one of his stats, or their stats to upgrade, and I get to draw 1 loot card. So there's a lot of incentive to go ahead and do this, and occasionally the Fear deck will refresh these quests. So if you don't complete them in a certain amount of turns, you basically forfeit the quest and the reward.
Okay, I have quest 2. And any character on your team can complete that quest. So, it is, I put the card back, it was all done, it is back to your turn for round 2.
Alright, so I went with Hod first. Hod is tired. All that fishing and taming of space cats really wore him down. So now I've got Gula here, and I've got Jake Allen. What does the Discord want to see me do? Let me know, guys.
And while you're telling him that, I just want to explain kind of a little bit more of what happened here. So we do have, because there's destruction and the boss kind of flies all over the place and tries to smash people, there are rules around what falling damage is and how you move your characters when fear is placed. In this instance, Roland just moved out of all the characters moved out of the way. They didn't suffer any damage, but Roland was already on this base ground, so he didn't take falling damage. Legion is a flying unit, so he kind of just flew down to a hex. Mara was up here and could have rolled for fall damage, but I was able to find a water hex for her to essentially retreat in, so she did not have to roll for falling damage.
Yeah, there is a little pool of water back there, everyone, that you can't really see on the stream,
yeah.
but it's hidden behind that bridge, so there's about 10 hexes of water hiding in that back corner.
Mm-hmm. But all right, go ahead.
So nobody gave me any guidance. I'm gonna go ahead and just.
Everybody ignored your question
They totally
and
did.
said make a decision,
So
Shaper.
I'm gonna go ahead and just
For
decide
once.
for myself for once. And I will go ahead and take a move. So I'm in a tricky spot here. I don't really know if I have enough range or enough movement to get into a position to do
Yep.
much
And
successfully.
just to update everyone while you're looking, all the stats have changed. So the move and the range seem to be the same as before, but the attack and defense of the lost has dropped by 1. So the lost attack is 2, and the lost defense is 1. So now would be a better turn to tame, although there's no monsters for me to tame, and Shaper's already got one. But it is a good time to attack.
So I know exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to take a turn with Jake Allen. Jake Allen is going to be exhausted after this, but uniquely he has 3 energy right now, and he also has the ability to do extra damage to fallen sinful units. He's got a movement of 5, and he happens to be within 5 range. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of an enemy. Now, before I do that, though,
Wait, you're in water though, so you have to add an extra 1.
2, 3, 4, 5.
He fits.
I'm going to go ahead and fish first. So Jake fishes.
Oh, shoot.
Alright, Jake rolls a 20.
Ooh, big 20. Jake gets a fish.
Yes, the lost are the monsters on the board, Troy.
That's the fish I got. So that goes into Jake's inventory, and then Jake will... Now I have 2 energy left, so I could do other things. I cannot use the same action twice, so I cannot fish twice in this turn with Jake. And it looks like if I were to go after mining material, I would miss out on the opportunity to attack. And I'm feeling aggressive today, so I'm going to go ahead and attack. I'm going to complete my move turn adjacent to Legion, and I'm going to roll with Jake's attack of 3. Now, any lucky rolls here with my enchanted flail ability will deal 1 additional damage. That will be 2 additional damage because Legion is a fallen, sinful character.
Here we go.
1 hit.
1 hit, none of them were lucky.
So I have 3 defense. 1 block.
1 block. So that's a wash. That is the end of Jake's turn. On to you.
So your aggression was met with equal defense.
Indeed.
To answer your question, Daryl, so climbing is an action that your character can take on their turn. It does cost...
Climbing the sentience?
Correct.
Yeah.
It does cost 1 energy. However, you can only climb 1 time per turn unless your character states otherwise. So, yes.
So, I'm going to take a turn with Roland Rumpus.
Oh boy.
He is stuck behind Fear in some trees. He cannot move anywhere. So, the first thing I'm going to do is switch into my fire stance, which increases my attack by 1, but decreases my defense by 1. My second energy is going to hop up onto the first tier of Fear.
So there's your climbing action, Daryl.
And then my third energy on him is going to be attack. So I have 3 attack base, 4 for my stance, and then 1 extra for being on his back. So it's essentially the same as height advantage being on his back. The way we determine height advantage in this game on a basic level is that is that if your base is higher than your target, then you have increased. Then you will get height advantage.
You're good there, Chris.
And I will point out one thing that Shaper could have done to Legion when he walked up to them, because he had extra energy. He could have tried to contest me into the water to then get height advantage on me and get +1 to his attack as well. But I wasn't going to say that during his turn.
I mean, if you want me to strategically call out all of your missteps, I'd be happy to do that as well. Unbelievable.
I'm just telling them. It has nothing to do with you. Okay.
To both beat me and then explain
3,
how you did
4,
it, it's super rude.
All right.
Ninja, we actually have a character like that in the expansion set. Not awful stats, but they can take the same action multiple times.
All right. So I have 5 attack on the big guy, and he has 1 defense right now. So all I need to do is roll 2 attack, and I just made it 2 attack. So. Whenever you deal damage to the lost, you're going to get 1 loot card. However, if you deal damage to Fear on his back, you get 2. So all the lost act as like a loot pinata, and Fear, if you're on his back, doubles that reward. So I got 2 loot cards. I'm going to hold on to both of them in his inventory. So I use all 3 of my energy, so my turn is done, and he is exhausted.
So Salpy's really been building his inventory up over there. He's got a lot of fish he's sitting on and a lot of loot he's sitting on. With materials as well. So he's kind of in a little teching phase here. It's interesting.
So, it is Fear's next turn, and I drew the card, and we're going to determine control, which essentially goes to me, because I'm the only one on Fear's back. So, I get to move Fear anywhere in the void and follow the movement instructions. Then, Fear will attack all units within range of Fear and adds 1 attack per 2 tentacles. So, I think I'm going to move Fear here. And he's going to attack, what his attack is 2 right now, plus 1 for 2 tentacles. So all units in that area are going to get attacked for 3 hits. Whenever you are dealing with the lost defense or attack, it's just auto hits and auto blocks. You don't have to roll for it. So he's auto hitting Hod, Magi, and Gula for 3 right now. So Shaper has to roll defense on all of them.
Alright, so Hod has 5 defense. Yep. His buff. He's going to go ahead and roll first.
2 blocks.
2 blocks, so he will take
Hod takes 1 damage.
And then I've got Gula here. Oh, Magi as well. Magi's only got 2 defense. That's not great. Magi's going to roll. Oh!
3 hits.
Ooh. This is cat abuse.
So, yeah, Magi just took 3 hits.
Magi
He only
got
has a total
smacked.
of
And now I've got
4 health.
Gula here.
1 health left on Magi.
We'll roll her 3 defense. Come on. Ooh,
1 block.
1 block. So she'll take 2 hits.
2 hits on Gula. Gula has a total of 6 health, so 4 remaining. To answer the question on stream, even though Shaper did, there is no inventory limit on characters.
Mhm.
So you can do as much loot and as many fish as you'd like on a character.
Okay. That was it. I just moved, and Fear attacks everyone around him. And that's it. And the attack is increased the more tentacles there are. So, it's back to Shaper. What will he do after that big blow?
So, Jake is exhausted, and
Hot is.
so is Hod. So I'm going to take a move with Gula. Now, Gula, again, has the ability to heal by hurting enemy targets. She can also augment adjacent enemies by adding damage to them. So, she's got 2 energy. She's in an interesting position here with 6 move. I'm going to move her. 4, 5.
To answer on the stream, yes, all the character boards are dual layered, which we showed off earlier. That allows you to slot your markers in for your buffs, your awakening, and your curses.
So Gula's going to use her first energy to use and cast an ability. She will bite Hod, dealing 1 damage to Hod,
Oh no, Hot!
but healing Gula for 2. So Hod now has 2 damage, and Gula is back to full health.
So that's that power of Gula, where she's highly aggressive and she can take a lot of damage because she has low defense, but she's able to kind of sustain herself by taking chunks out of other character and feasting on their flesh.
She's going to use her second energy to climb the sentience, which will put her on equal footing with Roland and she's now exhausted, out of energy, and that's my turn.
It's your
All right.
turn.
So I'm going to use Mara. Now this one's going to be a bit more, even though it's 2 energy, you're going to see a little complexity here as far as some of the systems we have. So my first energy is going to be the trade, and my second energy is going to be attack. Oh wait. Oh, okay.
In addition, yes, you can only equip 1 artifact to each character.
So
So 1 piece of gear.
she has 5 moves, so she's going to go 1, 2, 3. Then she's going to use her first energy to trade with Legion. Trading is, you don't have to be adjacent, just the characters that are trading can't be in combat or engaged. So I'm going to move 1 material over to Mara. So that's my first energy. Then I'm going to use that material to build a road. 1, 2, 3. So, when you're replacing roads, the way it works is, actually I did 1, 2, 3, 4, and then...
While Salpy's counting, you do not need to spend an action to build roads.
Correct. The material is, using the material counts as basically the cost. So,
Correct.
building a road is first your character has to be on a road. So, the first road would be built under your character if they're not already standing on one. Then, and you also get 3 roads total for 1 material. Then, you can just keep placing the roads down as long as they're adjacent to each other. So what I've just done is I built a road up to this high point. So I moved 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and then I have 2 move left. So I'm going to go 4. When you're on a road, you can move any distance on that road for 1 move, as long as nothing's blocking your path. So as the game progresses and people keep building more roads, it just becomes easier to kind of move around. This is also really useful if you want to build like super giant maps. You would essentially lay down lots of roads to start, just so your characters can get around easier. Then you can always build onto that.
Yeah, like we said at the beginning of the stream, you can really play TimeStrike with any size map and any amount of height. The roads allow you to mitigate that as needed, especially if you play your resource gathering right. So you can make a large map feel very small as long as there is nothing blocking your path, and you can move from one side of the board to the other as long as there's a road.
So, Mara, being a ranged character who does AoE from up there, is going to target Hod. Mara targets a unit and attacks it and all units around that target. So I'm going to hit Hod, Magi, and Fear all at the same time with my Blizzard attack. My attack is 3, but I have height, so it's going to go up to 4. So I have the potential to hit 3 different characters on this turn.
In addition, roads can be destroyed. The sentients could absolutely go over there and say, I
One
will
hit.
fit properly, and smash the road.
So I only hit for 1, which means the sentience definitely blocked my attack. Let's see if Hod and Magi do as well.
I just want everyone to be aware that if Magi can't block this, Mara killed a cat. I'm just saying.
Mara does have a frozen
If
heart.
you've got kids watching, maybe shield their eyes.
Mara is definitely the Ice Queen.
Hod successfully blocks the attack.
Wow.
Magi rolls. Magi successfully blocks the attack.
Magi blocks Mara's attack and survives.
So no damage done.
A bad roll.
Can't kill the Magi.
Okay, so that is my 3rd character who is exhausted. So now we go to Fear. So Gula and Roland are on equal tiers of Fear. So there's no clear controller, so we're going to roll it out.
Roll that 4 again.
19.
That's better than 4. That's better than 4. Come on, guys. 20. This is a 20. I know it is.
6.
It wasn't.
Okay, so this one's called Fearful Stare. I get to move each tentacle based on the lost move. So right now the move is 2. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 1, 2. Then units in range of Fear or the tentacles get the defense curse. So the range is 3 right now. So that would just be, let's see, 1, 2, 3, just Hod.
So Hod has the defense buff, so that's just going to cancel that out. And now Hod is back to his normal stats.
Yep. So anytime you have, so buffs and curses are essentially temporary stat changes, and they can cancel each other out. When you awaken, there's a separate stat column for awaken, and I'll show that real quick, just so people tell me if they can see it.
Yeah, that's okay.
So this column is all of your awaken stats, which are permanent when you unlock them. And then these two are your buffs and curses, which kind of play back and forth throughout the game between items and skills and obviously what just happened. So, yeah, that's it. So I just got the defense. I moved the tentacles around and got the defense curse on Hod. So it's back to Shaper's turn, which all of his characters are exhausted. So he's going to be able to reset them.
It's been interesting watching Salpy just control the sentience the last few rounds and wondering how Shaper is going to respond. It's a little bit of that second place vibes, I feel.
He's got the option to get up there now on that second tier.
So one of the things you want to look out for when you're playing TimeStrike is the sentience cards. There's always going to be a card that has a red border. That will mean the sentience is about to explode.
Right now it's gray. The next one is red.
So that means you're going to want to get out of range. Normally that's an area attack with fear. Every boss that you face in TimeStrike will have a different set of abilities that will trigger. But this explosion's pretty deadly. So I know I've got 2 turns to effectively get out of range of his tentacles and him. So whereas Jake looks pretty safe, for those of you who can't see him, he's over here. He's nowhere near a tentacle or fear. Hod and Gula are in danger. So I think that the first 2 characters I'll exhaust and take a turn with are going to be Hod and Gula.
Don't forget about Magi.
Well,
Deciding
Hod
factor.
is tied to Magi.
So
I'm hearing in chat, Magi's going to decide the game. So,
Well, I better take out Magi then.
So I think what I'll do is if I want to get control of fear on the next turn, all your characters are exhausted as well, so you get to refresh. Here's my thinking. I'll think out loud. So if Gula were to climb up to the second tier of the sentience on his turn in an attempt to control the sentience on the end of this round, Salpy could respond by playing Roland here and contesting me for that position. So that's a little risky. It may not be the best move. I might just want to go ahead and cede control of the boss, although I don't know what Fear's going to do, and try and make the best move I can with Hod. Or I could try and could I contest from where I am with Hod and get Roland off of Fear?
Yes. So we should explain contesting. Contesting is a fight for position between 2 units. It can either make it so that the units swap positions, or one unit can push the other unit off of a hex. So essentially, if you had a unit standing on the edge of a height and you contested it, you could push it off the ledge. It also pertains to the sentience when you're contesting for different positions, on or off or on the back. So there's a lot of different plays that can happen there. There's 2 scenarios though when the defender has an even bigger advantage. One is when a unit not on fear is contesting one that is on fear, so I'll get +5 to my roll. Or if you were trying to contest me from some crazy height, I would also get +5 to my roll.
So I think I'm going to go ahead and take a move with Hod. I believe that's the best strategy here. I'll go ahead and exhaust Hod right away. First thing I'm going to do is spend my material in Hod's inventory to build roads. I have roads here.
Okay.
And I'll place 3 roads under Hod to give him a little bit more room to move. The reason I want to move here is because the lost range right now is 3. I don't know what the sentience card is going to be, but I want to kind of get out of 3 range of all of his tentacles and fear himself if I can.
Where are you building? Oh, you coming up?
Not yet.
He's coming up.
I'm going to build right there
what's the word to know?
under Hod. So the first thing with Hod's energy that he's going to do is he's going to contest.
Oh, you going for me?
Yeah, I'm going for Roland. So I'm going to try and kick Roland off fear and take his position here. Hod rolls a 9.
I get
not great,
because
not great.
I am on fear. I get +5 to whatever my roll is.
Alright, what does Salpy have?
5 + 5 is 10.
Beats him by 1.
Barely. He also had to beat my roll. So if we tied, the tie goes to the defender. So that's his first energy.
Not great, not great.
You could try again with Magi.
Devin is really out for us tonight. I'm just going to put that out there.
Alright, so Magi has 2 energy as well, so Magi's going to try and contest Roland as well.
So monsters, when you play with them, they can contest, attack, or use abilities. They can't go fishing, mining, all that extra stuff that survivors can. Magi rolls a 20.
Magi, the deciding factor!
Wow.
Shiftrex, you called it!
So I need to roll a
Magi, deciding
15.
factor.
15 and up.
The chosen one.
16!
Salpy takes it home with a 21.
Roland's just punching down.
So 2 wasted energy today. Could have been better.
Magi couldn't win with a
Hod's,
perfect roll.
Hod's going to go ahead and...
Flee to the waters.
Ty should go to the
move
Magi.
1
IMO.
here, and then... Bam. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, placing himself out of range. Magi's then going to go 1, end of the road, and has a movement of 6. So Magi's actually going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, actually, 1, 2, 3. I can't not engage you. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's a bummer. That's right. On that turn there. So Magi will use its second energy to attack Legion.
Okay, I've got 3.
Again, I have a quest to inflict damage to an enemy unit, so if I do this, well, do I awaken Hod?
Yeah, it's all tied to one character.
So it's 1, 2, 3 attack for the Magi.
3 defense for Legion.
1 hit. Let's go!
1 damage on Legion.
Magi
So
inflicts some damage.
the way Legion works is, like I said, they can only take 1 damage at a time, and as soon as they're hit, they basically respawn, are destroyed and respawn next to an ally. So I'm going to respawn him here.
So I've completed my quest, and upon the completion of my quest, I get to awaken Hod, who's the character I'm taking a turn with, and I get to draw 1 loot card. So I draw 1 loot card. Y'all can see what I got.
Shaper, Troy has said if you win, he will get a Magi tattoo. So pressure's on.
All right.
Oh, I'm gonna win. Wait, where are you gonna get it?
I think we get to decide that.
All right.
We'll do a poll.
Okay, so what I drew is a card called Interdimensional Scraps. Are these the scraps you're looking for? I discard after use. I draw 4 loot cards, and I get to select 1 to keep. I get to then place the unselected loot back at the bottom of the deck. So I'm going to go ahead and use this right now. 1, 2, 3, 4 loot cards.
Devin, right now, we don't have any characters like that. We do have 1 in the expansion that can move other characters around.
Luxuria can move other characters.
No, I know that. That's what I'm saying. But he's asking anyone that can move trees, move walls, like move the environment.
Oh, that
around.
would be... Yeah.
The only one that has that is Jokul, and he can eat the terrain, right?
Right. Umhali might be one
The
that...
closest to that.
Yeah, she can move things around.
I'm hearing we need a woodsman who can chop or harvest trees.
Well, essentially, one cool idea is like the whole idea about building onto this game, right, is like come up with a cool mechanic of just add an action of chop down tree, and then what do you do with wood?
Whatever you want.
Whatever you want. I mean, we could add something like that in one of our newer iterations. You could add that as the community in the GitHub rulebook.
100%.
And if we get a big enough push in the community, say add this action to the game. Now you can have trees in your inventory, which is essentially logs, and you can use this to, you can basically build loot with logs or something like that.
I think Devin just nominated himself to be the first one to fork the TimeStrike rule set. So good luck with that, Devin.
All right, you good?
Yeah, so I went ahead and selected out of the 4 that I chose the one that I think is most valuable to me right now. I also get to awaken Hod as I completed that quest, and I'm going to awaken Hod's movement right now. now. So Awakening Hod's movement gives him +2 movement, so Hod has a movement of 6 now, and a movement of swim type, so he's incredibly mobile at the moment. I am also going to...
You good?
No, I'm not good.
He's not good.
He's not good. Not good. I'm going to use Hod's... now, a trade action... do I have to be adjacent?
No.
Okay.
They just can't be engaged.
So I'm going to use Hod's second energy to trade with Jake Galland and take this fish. Then I'm going to use this fish right away. I'm going to heal Hod 1. And the last thing Hod will do is fish himself. Because he's adjacent to a water tile. Hod fishes. Hod rolls a 9. He gets plus a 6.
+2 is 8.
Ooh, not enough. Missed the fish roll.
Okay.
That's the end of my turn.
So,
Did Hod just miss a fish roll?
He did.
Wow. The
so
fisherman.
I'm going to take that opportunity to, since all my characters were exhausted, it just it just reset. So I can choose any character I want. So I'm going to go ahead and play with Roland. I'm going to move up a tier on the sentience, and that's 1 energy to move up. So now I'm going to be in control of the next card, and then I'm going to attack, which I have 3, 4, 5 attack. I think for this turn, though, I'm going to also switch to the defensive stance because I don't know what's going to happen by the next time I use him. So my first energy was to climb. My second energy is to go into the defensive stance. Now it switches from +1 attack, -1 defense to just rock stance, which is +1 defense. So I have 3, 4 attack on 3 attack base, 4 for being on his back. And I only need 2 hits because he's only got 1 defense right now. Got it. So all that worked out perfectly. Alright, so I'm going to take 2 loot.
And it had nothing to do with him being the designer of the game.
Nothing. Not a thing. Okay, so I'm going to use this first item, which is called Camouflage, which gives me the move buff and puts me into Stealth. So Stealth is at the bottom of each card. There's a lot of buffs and curses that are just kind of like plus stats that are in the middle. But at the bottom, there's some more unique curses and buffs that you can get. The one that I just did was Stealth, which means I cannot be targeted directly by ranged attacks while I am Stealth. If I take damage in any way, though, I would lose that Stealth buff. And let me see if I want to use anything else. I'm going to use Berserk, this loot as well, Berserk Salts, which gives me... Oh, no, this isn't good. I gotta trade this. Never mind. And I'll hold on. I gotta trade that too. Okay, so I just used that 1 loot. Oh, last thing is, I completed my quest. So, inflict damage to fear. I get to awaken this character and remove a curse. I do not have any curses, but I'm going to awaken my attack.
And how much plus attack do you get?
+1 attack.
For the rest of the game, I want to make that really clear. So now, extra attack the rest of the game.
Yep. Alright, so, end of the turn. I'm done. Roland's exhausted. He used 3 energy. And I'm going to draw this card. So, Monster Assault. Determine control. I'm the highest, so I get to control the card. If a myth is active, do not perform step 1 and 2. Torres is not yet the myth. So I'm going to go to place 1 new monster anywhere in the void. So this is an opportunity to spawn in some bigger baddies. I'm going to bring in Abaddon as my monster of choice. I would place 1 additional monster for every 4 teams playing. So that means that, essentially the higher player counts you have, we have things that kind of help scale the game for like larger games. Let's see, place 1 new monster anywhere in the void. Okay, I'm gonna place him here.
Alright, Abaddon is now in the game. You want to show him off real quick?
Sure. So
his little mountable area.
So he's got the mountable area on top. He can be tamed. He is called a brute. He is a lot stronger than a beast. The one thing that you gain and lose, though, is if you tame him, your character goes mounted on his back, but then you can't climb the sentience, and you're kind of bound to that 2 hex restriction. However, being on his back does have its benefits, and if someone gets on him, we'll go through that. And then his card, he's got a full character board, unlike beasts that have just a card. So he's got the ability to, he cannot awaken, but he still has buffs and curses and a couple of skills that we'll go over in a bit. So, to continue that card, starting with the player in control, each team in clockwise order takes a turn with 1 lost monster using the lost stats. Each player in order goes until all the lost monsters have gone. So essentially, for every lost monster on the board, we'll go around in turn order or in control order, using them to attack each other. Because Magi is tamed, it's really only Abaddon, so it's just me. So he's got 3 attack right now and 1 range, and 4 moves. So I'm actually going to move him right here and attack Jake Allen for 3 attack. So you can roll defense.
So for those of you who can't see behind there, Jake Allen is actually sitting right behind that large bridge. You can see kind of what's going on back there. Magi's back there as well.
One thing to remind you of, because Abaddon is in water.
You roll an additional defense die.
Yes.
Okay.
I didn't want him engaged with me, but
Let's see what Jake looks like.
Jake rolls 2 blocks.
3.
3 blocks because he got a lucky block.
So he
Which
completely
triggers.
blocked the attack.
Jake is safe.
And that's the end of the card. So now there's a new monster on the board.
Thanks.
I still have the initiative.
Yep.
Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and take a turn now with, we have a lost attack of 3, Jake's got a defense of 4. He could roll some luckies and tame that bad boy. Do I want to try that? Or do I want to contest you on Fear? So I can see by looking at Fear's deck that the next turn is going to be Explosion, which, correct me if I'm wrong, but typically means shaking will happen.
Mhm.
The characters will be falling off of Fear anyway. So I could contest for the higher spot. I'm just not sure that's as valuable right now as maybe trying to tame or getting some damage in. My quest is already completed. Did you complete your quest?
Yep.
You did.
Yeah, Roland did. He awakened his attack.
For anyone that can't see it, you have Gula on level 1 of Fear, and you have Roland Rumpus on level 2. So right now, Salpy has the advantage and the control during the Sentience's next turn. So Shaper is trying to figure out, is it worth a contest here to swap positions with Roland, or maybe even knock him off so that he will finally take control of the Sentience.
Well, in this case, if he contested me a hex, it would knock me down to tier 1.
And then you would D20 roll it out.
Yeah. But he
So-
could just swap positions and take control.
What I would say is Magi would definitely,
WWMD?
yeah, WWE, Magi would absolutely attack, try and tame here. But before I tame, I'm going to do a couple other actions. So Jake's going to first move.
Monsters cannot tame other monsters.
No, Magi can't tame, but Jake can. So Jake is going to go ahead and take a turn, and Magi can't move anyway because Magi's exhausted. But Jake will take a turn, he'll fish first.
He's engaged.
Yeah, I know. Oh, I can't fish
You
when
can't fish when you're engaged, yep.
With a monster?
Mm-hmm.
Any engagement.
Yeah.
So
Jake just move another hex.
Cannot fish. I don't lose, so there's no cheap shots. So
No,
I
no
will
cheap
move one
shots.
additional hex, and I will fish from here. Totally missed. So that's a wasted energy. We're just going to go back, and we're going to attempt to tame. So I have 1 additional defense die from my height. I have 4 to start. The attack on Abaddon is 3. I need to roll at least 3 defense die. Jake has an ability which means any lucky defense will count as 1 additional block. I've got pretty good odds here. And that is 4 blocks.
3. Yeah, it's at least 1.
Oh, sorry, block. The attack.
Oh, yeah.
So I
Oh,
block the attack, and I tame Abaddon, which is fantastic
Hold
for
on.
me.
Pause, guys. It looks like we might have lost audio, so give us a second.
Got it. Okay.
How did you get...
You guys still hear us? It looks like
Which audio are you talking about?
Captain Stupendous lost audio and Devin lost audio. It looks like we just are catching up.
On YouTube?
No, it was in Discord. I think they were just lagging a little bit. We do have a question from Facebook. Salpy, maybe you can answer this. Can you divide attack between two characters if you are in between them?
Oh, no.
That's
No,
fair
when you attack, you target a unit. Certain characters will have the ability to attack in an arc or in a circle. For example, Mara, when I attacked earlier, she attacks a target unit and then every hex around that unit. Abaddon, on the other hand, he targets a unit in front of his face and then also hits all players in an arc with his fire breath.
So it looks like we're having a little audio issue cutting in and out
I
on
h-
Discord.
Okay, I hear it. I hear myself.
I hear everything fine in Discord.
You hear everything fine?
Because I can hear Shaper's.
No, I hear everything through text.
Take a while
Okay,
to catch
so
up or
on
something.
that turn, what I did was I tamed Abaddon. Jake is now mounted on top of Abaddon, which means that I've combined the character card of Abaddon with the character card of Jake, and the next time Jake takes the turn, he gets to take a turn with both. It also means that if I'm being attacked, the attacker must first get through Abaddon's defense to hit Jake. So Jake is pretty much very hard to hit
Tank
right
it
now. He's very hard to hit right
Super
now.
hard to hit.
Abaddon has 6 defense, so any attacker that wants to hurt Jake will need to get through a 6 defense roll to do any damage to me. It also means that when I attack with Jake, I get to attack and move. So I move with Abaddon, right, because I'm riding him. So I use Abaddon's move. But when I attack, I get to attack with both on the next turn. I get to use those two. So really, really powerful move. Abaddon now has an attack called Hellfire, which allows him to target a unit directly in front of him and attack all the engaged units in a cone in front of him. Any lucky attacks will give the targets the Affliction Curse. The Affliction Curse means that on that character's next turn, they're going to take 1 damage automatically.
Yeah, or whatever damage is listed on their card. It could be
Correct.
a variety of things.
A passive thing that Abaddon does, probably my favorite ability in the entire game right now, is whenever Abaddon engages an enemy unit, he rolls a d20. On a 20, he will activate Hellgate and send that character directly to hell. They die. They're out. He also passively has Brute Strength. This applies to all Brute characters, so when landing on an uneven hex space, I can remove up to 1 hex to
It's-
flatten the area, correct?
It's
Or is it
updated.
changed? During movement, Abaddon can destroy up to 3 single hexes and 1 wall. Okay, fantastic. So when brutes are moving around the map, they have the ability to destroy the landscape, to flatten it out, and make it easier for them to land, whether that's a wall or that's up to 3 hexes in their way. So that is sort of how taming a brute works, and the advantage that that gives you on your team.
So, you're done?
I'm done.
Okay. About time. What do I do? We have them.
We do, but we don't have them.
So, let me see. So, Roland is tired. And where's Hod? Where is Hod? Oh, he's hiding over there.
He's been under there for a while.
Okay, so we're going to have some fun with Legion on this turn, I think. So, what we're going to do is Legion has 5 move right now. Actually, they're both going to fit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, they're both going to fish first because they both have 2 energy. So let's get some fish. Number 1 energy is a success. Number 2 energy is a failure. Okay. So I'm going to use one of the ding crabs to give myself a buff. I'm going to enrage. I'm going to use the other crab to give myself another buff and give myself the defense buff. So they have some good stats rolling. They're fully buffed right now. They have the move, attack, defense buff, and enrage buff. So they're ready to strike.
Have a great night, Devin.
They each have 5 moves, so I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. And go 1, 2, 3. This one is going to jump attack Abaddon and Jake. This one's going to jump attack Magi. So what we have in our game is something specifically called jump attack for melee characters only. It will say on your card range-melee if you are a melee character. They're typically characters that just have 1 range and they can't change that range for their normal attacks. So one of the special skills by Legion, though, is whenever they do a jump attack, they get an additional +1 attack, and they ignore falling damage. So this first one, and they have to target something within 2 hexes, and their base has to be higher. So obviously they are both higher than the targets down here. So the first one's going to jump attack Abaddon and Jake Allen. I'm going to that would trigger my enrage that I just got from eating that crab. So I'm going to get an additional 2 attack. So I have 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 6 for height and 7 for skill. So I'm attacking for 7.
Tony designed the game.
7 attack. This is a big one. But you have how much
5,
defense?
6.
6.
7.
7 versus 6.
So I just popped everything I had right there. Is there anything else I could do? No. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4 hits. So 4 hits on Abaddon and Jake Allen.
That's a good roll.
So 2 damage on Abaddon. He rolled 2 blocks. And now Jake has to roll against that same attack because Abaddon did not fully block the attack. It doesn't decrease the amount that's coming through, though. So Jake blocked for 3. So Jake took 1. So 2 damage on Abaddon, 1 damage on Jake. I will take that. I think that's this. And then the other one is going to jump attack Magi. Right here.
Magi has 1 health remaining.
And
by the
he
way,
has
so this
2,
doesn't look good.
3 attack, +1 for height, +1 for my skill. So 3, 4,
Salpy's become
5.
the villain that kills Magi.
I gotta get rid of some of his things. He's healing with his fish.
He's a fish.
3 hits on Magi, which
Uh-oh.
I believe he only has 2 defense.
Magi only has 2 defense, guys, and the sad news here is Tony's a monster.
Do you have any items?
No.
No, no saving items.
Magi has passed into the other realm.
Farewell, Magi.
Bye-bye!
In Magi we trust.
They said Magi was going to win the game, so I had to get rid of him. Alright, one other thing to add on to that. Whenever a unit defeats another unit, whether it's a monster or a player or a survivor unit, that is also another trigger for awakening. You can awake by quests, and you can awake by defeating units. So Legion just awakened, and I'm going to increase their defense.
The chat has completely switched sides.
Just because of Magi.
Completely switched sides. Everyone is channeling energy like a spirit bomb into Shaper.
Okay.
People of Earth, lend me your energy.
Alright, we're on to Fear's... Oh, let me exhaust Legion, and we're on to Fear's card. So, I kept my height, so I am in control again. So he is going to attack all player units in his range. His range is 3 right now. 1, 2, 3. Is Hod 3 away?
Mm-hmm. 1, 2, 3. He is 4.
Yeah, everyone's safe from this attack for now. The controller, me, takes initiative in turn order. So now I go first every round. All units climbing on Fear are knocked off in turn order. Now we are going to take, if we land on... Well, I'm first.
Are you
In turn order?
Yeah, because I just took initiative.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. Now, if we land, so this is something
What?
that's a small update. Now, if we get knocked off and land on any sort of land, we're going to roll for just 1 falling damage. If we land in water, we don't take any. So, you would we're both probably going to land in this water here next to each other, so we don't have to roll for falling damage.
But now
We're engaged. Yeah.
You guys are engaged. So now you have Roland Rumpus versus Gula front and center. This will be a hell of a battle.
Okay. All units climbing Fear are knocked off. Okay. Move Fear anywhere in the void.
The Zelda.
Cuckoo.
So I'm going to move Fear right here.
Just hundreds of Moggies pour into the board.
And he's going to spawn another tentacle at his origin point.
So now we have 3 tentacles on the board.
And we're also drawing new quests. Go ahead, draw your quest.
I honestly see Fear as really, really strong right now, and they have a lot of work to do against one another to end this game.
Well, he's tamed all the monsters, so that's actually
weakened
If so-
sphere.
yeah. If the monsters end up dying, that's a good sign for fear. But who knows? So like I said, all these red cards are kind of like the reset. So the lot happens, new tentacles spawn, everyone gets knocked off, fear moves around. Most of the cards are very quick, like move the tentacles, something happens. Move the boss, something happens. Stuff like that. Okay. It's my turn. Because I now have initiative. So what is my quest? Oh, perfect. I'm going to use Mara.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wait, we never get this Moggy out of here.
Magi is off the board.
So Mara's gonna do two things. One, she's gonna mine, and then she's gonna go boop, 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 and attack. Oh no, I have to. Where is I? Boop, 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 boop. Yeah, I'm gonna attack Abaddon and Jake Allen.
So Mara's within 3 range of Abaddon, and she has height advantage. So you're going to see a big roll here from Mara.
Okay, so let me think. I'm going to also use a material. Okay, so as I move, I'm going to use a material to build a wall. And I want to. Can I get the smaller wall that won't fit? Give us a second.
Getting the other one?
Yeah, it doesn't.
Is it too big?
Just leave it.
Wall's built. You good?
You fit it?
Yep.
Okay.
Well, he moved. Use that one.
What did he move? Oh, the material? Okay.
Material.
These are temporary walls. The other ones, you'll see. Yeah, let me fix that. It actually kind of fits. Okay. So then she's going to go. So she's essentially blocking off that route for other people to kind of climb up. And then she's going to go here and attack Abaddon with 4 attack for height. She got 3 base. 2 hits.
Big attack roll.
2 blocks.
Block.
So now that Abaddon completely blocked the attack, Jake Allen will not have to roll defense. And that is my exhausted character.
Yeah, that's one of the nice things when you get a brute and you create that behemoth, right? You tame it. Now you have kind of a wall that protects your character. And in this case, Shaper has 2 highly defensive characters in that behemoth. The Abaddon has high defense, and then Jake Allen is just another high defense character. It's going to be tough to take that down.
Go ahead, Shaper.
So I will take a turn with the only unexhausted character I have, which is Gula right now. And Gula is engaged currently with Roland. Now, I can choose to leave this engagement, which would allow Roland to cheap shot me, which is roll a singular die. If it's an attack die, I will take damage. Or I can sit here and fight. What do you guys think I should do? I want to know. Am I fighting or am I running?
Fight.
Yeah, obviously I'm fighting. Okay.
That's why I switched to the defense. The rock fist
I
stance.
just needed to see Troy's opinion, and he's like, okay, I'm sold.
So I think Gula can do that, yeah?
In the name of Magi,
3, 4. Okay, so I will destroy the evildoer for all the viewers at home.
All my
During
fans.
this attack, Gula heals for 1 for each lucky attack. Gula has no damage, so that's not really important for her right now. But she's going to have 5 attack from where she currently stands. And I rolled 1, 2, 3, 4 attack with 1 lucky, which would heal me, but not that I need to.
so we had a question when you did that jump with Legion. They don't take damage for jumping.
So
But sometimes you can, right?
yeah, they have their skill specifically gives them +1 die when they jump attack, and also ignore falling damage when they jump attack. All units will suffer falling damage. If they land on land, if you jump attack into water, you can bypass the falling damage.
Isn't it also if you jump attack from a high enough height as well, right? You can jump attack from a lower height and not take fall damage.
Correct. Yeah. If you jump attack from some crazy distance, you're essentially
Yeah, you could take a lot of damage. So let me roll my defense. You hit for 4.
That I did.
I blocked for 2, so I took 2 damage. I'm also going to lose my stealth buff because I took damage.
What about flying characters? Do they automatically avoid fall damage when doing a jump attack?
No, only when they're doing
Movement.
when they're moving. Yeah. Okay. So exhausted?
Yeah.
Okay. So it is back to Fear's turn, which nobody's on him. This one's called Tentacle Snatch. So we're going to go ahead and roll.
10.
1. Okay. So Shaper gets to target 1 unit from each team within range of Fear or the tentacles. So 3 range is anyone in, I guess, Gula and Roland are within range.
I'm gonna
Of
target-
or and Fear too.
I'm going to target Legion.
Okay. So go ahead and pull each. So you targeted Legion. Pull that target adjacent to either Fear or Tentacle, whichever is closer. Okay. Units in range of Fear of the Tentacles will receive the Affliction Curse. So that is
Gula,
Abaddon,
Abaddon.
Legion, Gula, Roland. All just got afflicted.
So this is where the tentacles start to be really prevalent in the game, and one of Fear's core mechanics is he loves to curse.
Roland.
This really detriments the
Legion,
stats of each character.
Mars,
So now you're seeing
and Abaddon can't.
Affliction come out, and maybe you could talk a little bit about what Affliction is.
Yeah, so Affliction is basically on that character's next turn. The number listed there will be how their health changes. So typically it'll say -1, which means you will lose 1 health. It could be -2. Some characters can't be afflicted, and some characters, one I'm thinking in particular in the future, actually benefit from Affliction. They'll actually heal off of it. So every character kind of has unique mechanics on how they interact with their buffs and curses.
Now, in order for that to trigger, you need to take an act or a turn with that character. So if you have a support character that can heal Affliction,
Yeah,
that would
remove
be
a curse.
a great time to go ahead and try and remove that curse from one of your characters before they move to avoid taking that damage.
And to answer your question, Shifrex, Jake is not exactly safe. So Abaddon is going to have to roll defense first. If that damage breaks through and damages Abaddon, then Jake has to roll as well.
In terms
However,
of Affliction,
if Abaddon does a full block,
no.
What?
In terms of Affliction, Jake does still take Affliction. He's still in range.
correct, yes.
Mhm.
But I'm saying any damage outputted.
Okay.
Yeah, Jake will get that Affliction.
So that was Fear's turn.
And yes, Caster, the Affliction is a one-time thing, so it triggers on your next turn. You take that damage, and then it's removed.
Correct.
All right. So back to me. All my characters are exhausted, so I get to reset them. What's my quest? Alright, I'm going to use Mara again. The first thing she's going to do is fish. She is adjacent to water, so she can fish even though she's up on a cliff. 18. Please be something I just hold on to. Okay. And then she's going to go for Abaddon and Jake Allen again. She's got 3 attack plus 1 for the height. 1 hit. Come on.
Great.
3 blocks. Yeah. Alright, so that was my turn with Mara, real quick.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and take a turn with Jake and Abaddon. So, the first thing I'll do is move out of the water to here and fish. No fish. The second thing I will do is position myself right here. And because I just engaged with Legion, I'm going to trigger Abaddon's Hellgate. If I roll a
Which
20...
doesn't work on Fallen Sinful.
Oh, it does not work on that type of character. That's a bummer. So I can't send Fallen Sinful characters to hell, which makes sense.
So
Because
Jake
that's where I
Allen
came
is strong against Fallen Sinful. Abaddon is not strong against Fallen Sinful.
So instead what I will do is try and complete my quest, and I'm going to go ahead and attack the Sentience, who has a defense right now of just 1, which is great. I have 2 attacks. 1 attack, which is Abaddon, 1 attack, which is Jake.
Now, when I fish, could I fish with both characters?
No, monsters can only attack, use abilities, or contest.
I mean, Jake on top.
Yeah, you did.
Okay, he was the one who fished.
Yeah.
Great. So I'm attacking the sentience now. I'm going to start with my without him first.
Skull Angel, this is
That's a hit.
somewhere between a starter set and a deluxe set. It is 8 edges, but it might be
It's a little more than a starter set. It's
tiny
not a
bit more
deluxe
than
set.
starter set.
It's a lot less than a deluxe set, actually.
Yeah, a lot less than deluxe, close to a starter.
I complete my quest. I will go ahead and awaken Jake. I will be awakening Jake's.
Oh, you were supposed to take that affliction damage on Jake too when you started.
Yep, I'll take the damage. I will awaken Jake's defense. I will then remove. Oh, well, I remove one curse. It doesn't matter. And I will awaken. I already awakened. I don't get any loot. Okay, so I discard that quest. I awaken Jake. I successfully completed it. I got a piece of loot, and that is my turn.
Okay, now it's back to fear. Nobody's on him, so we're gonna roll it out again. This one's monster assault. We'll be spawning a new monster into the board. Roll it out. 6. You roll 2. 8. So you can choose a new monster to spawn.
Can I bring the Moggy back?
Yeah.
Good. We're bringing the Moggy back, guys.
Moggy's making a return, people.
You're welcome.
So
What
you
does
can
it say?
place one monster anywhere in the void,
It's not anywhere in the void. Okay, well, since I definitely want the Moggy back on my
and
team,
you will then use that Magi to attack.
I will not put it next to me.
You don't want to show off.
Actually, I'll put it right here. I'm going to put it right here next to Roland, and I'm going to attack Roland with the Moggy.
Okay, so Magi's
feels
gonna
right.
attack for 2.
The ancient prophecy has been fulfilled. That's 2 automatic hits, yeah?
Yeah,
Okay.
and I'm rolling 4 defense. 2 blocks. So Roland stays safe. Alright. So that's Fear's turn, so it's back to me. Mara is exhausted, so it's either Legion or Roland. Roland is going to do 2 things. He's going to use a health potion, which heals him for 3, even though I only have 2 damage. Let me put that at the bottom. He's also going to use Berserk Salts, which enrages him and gives him the range buff. He is a melee character, so he cannot get the range buff. There you go. Alright, so for my first energy, I'm going to stay in the stance, and I'm going to try to tame Magi, who's next to me. He's only got 2 attack, and I have 3... Oh, I should have waited to use my health potion. 3, 4, 5, 6 defense right now. So I only need to roll 2 blocks. And this is triggering the enrage that I just got.
You can tame while you're engaged.
It's the only way you can tame.
I mean, but with an enemy.
I'm engaged with everyone. Yeah. 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
So, LL Cool Aid, what happened was, as part of Fear's turn, we were able to summon a beast back into the void. And Shaper chose to bring...
How do I
back.
only roll 1 defense?
So, Fear is bringing beasts and brutes into the world consistently throughout your game. So we brought Magi back. He could have also brought in...
Zato.
He could have brought in Zato, but we have a lot of Magi hype tonight, so Shaper's playing on that.
Inflict damage.
But now I think Salpy's about to own him.
No, I rolled
Failed?
6 and I only rolled 1 block, so I took a damage.
Alright.
Somehow, alright, so I'm going to switch to my fire stance, which gives me increased attack. And I'm going to move around and attack Gula for, actually, stay right there, for 3, 4, 5. Oh my god. 2 hits. Oh, and also I give her the defense curse using Magma Fist. So on your next,
If
so
you
after
hit.
this.
If you hit.
No, after your roll.
Got it. Block.
So you blocked it, but you take the defense curse.
So Ninja, right now in TimeStrike Shadow of Fear,
I am
you
exhausted. Your turn.
would get 2 beasts. In TimeStrike Shadow of Fear, you would get 1 Magi, and you would get 1 Zato.
Mm-hmm.
It's also important
And one Abaddon.
from a lore point of view not to think about the monsters as individual characters. There are several Magis roaming the void. There are several Zatos roaming the void. They're a type of creature more so than they are a singular character.
Yeah, that's why they have just the little cards. Abaddon, on the other hand, is like from the fallen world. He's more of an individual character, so that's why he's got a whole character
Yeah,
for
so
it.
Shiftrax, there will absolutely be and you can quote me on this, a release of different skinned pre-colored Magis available as soon as I possibly can get to it.
I don't want to underhype this, but it's the greatest thing that will ever happen in TimeStrike.
It's your turn.
Okay, so it's my turn.
Keep
I
going.
have all my characters were exhausted, so now I finally can refresh them and decide to start over. I will take a roll with the Great Fisherman because he lives to fish, and I think he's got a pretty good chance here of taming the Magi again, so that it can be with an owner that cares for it and loves it and would never hurt it. So Hod's gonna move first. Hod has a movement of 4, but he's awakened, so he's moving to 6. He is the swim type. The first thing he'll do is fish, obviously, because he's Hod. Hod fishes. Hod fails. Hod can fish twice in turn, so he'll use a second energy to try one more time, and he gets the fish. Takes the fish. I'm gonna use this right away. I'm gonna heal this unit for 1. It is a void urchin. I heal my unit for 1, and then I get to add a buff to this unit. So I will heal him for 1. I'll instantly add the. He's gonna try and tame, so I'm gonna add the defense buff here. Make it a little easier for him.
Use a Void Urchin just for 1 buff.
They got updated.
Oh, okay.
1,
Yeah.
2, 3, 4, 5. Yes. So I will. 1, 2, 4.
Oh. So it's just more options.
Okay.
They all kind of got.
Okay.
Hod gets adjacent to the Magi, and with his final energy, will attempt to tame. Hod has 4 plus 1 defense. That is a defense of 5, and he must roll at least 2 blocks with his 5 dice to tame the Magi. And he does.
Oh my gosh.
That's a tamed Magi. Let's go.
Shaper, the
Let's
Magi
go.
Whisperer.
The Magi Whisperer. Hod's got the Magi. He's going to feed this Magi tons of fish. He's going to let it sleep all day. He's going to pet it constantly and defend it from you this time.
In the lore, right, Hero,
Alright.
Magi, basically the way the character or the
Are
species
you done?
works is
Yeah.
they try to attach themselves to adventurers to be provided for. That's how they survive in the void.
Okay.
Because they're just like these nagging, please help me and take care of me type
So
characters.
we're gonna determine control. Nobody's on Fear's back, so we're gonna roll it out. 10. 1.
Ooh,
Okay.
1.
Move each tentacle based on the lost move.
Can I do this right now?
Yeah.
Alright. I'm going to use my enchanted stopwatch item to re-roll that terrible 1. And I'll try and beat this 10 because I really do want to control the sentience on this round.
Well, do you want to look at it first before you spend it? Just to give move curse out. and
I used it.
tentacles.
I already
Okay.
chose. It was a bad choice, but I chose. I got a 13,
There you
so
go.
I successfully get control of fear here. Okay, so the first thing I'll do is move each tentacle based on the lost move. The lost move is currently 4. So this one's gonna get out of here. 1, 2, 3, 4. And this one is going to. Now, can these move up?
It's just hex counts.
Got it. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Then I will and this guy. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, units in range of fear or the tentacles will receive the move curse. The
So-
range right now is currently 1, so
So-
nobody gets the move curse.
No.
Oh, except for Fear, so I will get the move curse on Abaddon.
And I get it on
And
Legion, which removes my move buff.
Okay. Note a unit cannot be cursed more than once on the same curse. Great. That's the end of that. Back to you, I believe.
Yep. Okay. So my last unit is Legion. Still trying to complete this quest. Oh, as I activate Legion, they are gonna take that affliction damage, so they're down to 2 health left. Let's see, what do I have on me? I'm gonna use this holy water to just heal for 1. It removes all curses, but I don't have any curses, but I'll take the health. Okay. This Legion's gonna fly 1, 2, 3. Ah, shoot. Is that in range? No. Alright, so Legion's instead going to build a road to get some height. Pick this guy up. 1, 2. So he went 1 and 2. Okay. Do they have? Oh, that's a good one. Hang on.
Night, Captain Stupendous.
Good
Thanks for
night.
stopping
Thank
by.
you for joining us.
Okay, so this one is going to go here, and this one's going to stay here. So I'm going to use the trade action. Oh, wait, no, Roland's engaged, so I can't trade with Roland. Shoot. So oh. Oh. So the first thing I'm going to do actually is it is the swapping thingamajigger. I get to swap the position of this unit with any other player unit.
What's the pun on that card?
Swapping thingama what?
There you go.
So
Each of our items have like a pun description that we're really
so
fun
I'm
with.
going to swap Legion with Gula. And then this Legion is just going to fish. 14.
That is just a random part of the wall, Kool-Aid. These walls are not our final walls. These are prototype
Yeah.
walls.
This Legion's going to attack Magi for 2, 3 attack. 2 hits.
One block.
1 damage. So I trigger my quest and I awaken my guy. So now I have +1 attack.
Salpy hit the Magi again
I had to for my quest.
for science.
Okay. All right. So I'm exhausted. It is your turn.
Alright, I'm going to go ahead and move with Abaddon and Jake. And the first thing I will do is fly myself right up here.
Salpy question, can you build roads on top of each other, and can you build roads underneath you?
You can build roads underneath yourself. You cannot build a road on top of another road.
I think we're losing that camera because you can't see anymore today.
This one's fallen.
Or maybe you moved over.
Okay, so I
Ah.
just engaged with Mara, and I'm going to go ahead and trigger Abaddon's Hellgate. I'm going to roll a d20. If I get a 20, Mara's out of the game. Would love that.
3.
Didn't happen. Okay. Then I will go ahead and attack with both my characters. So the first I'll attack with is Abaddon. Abaddon's attack of 4. That's 2 hits.
So Mara's got 3 defense right now.
You will get the Affliction Curse.
Okay, after this. Okay. When defending an attack from an engaged attacker, roll at least 1 lucky block to block 1 additional hit. Okay. So I need lucky block. Oh, I just rolled 3 blocks.
Okay.
So safe.
Next up is Jake. Jake rolled 1 hit.
And Mara will block it. She also triggered her ice armor, which would have given him the move curse, but he has already got the move curse.
That's my turn.
Okay, back to fear. So, roll to see who controls it.
15.
9.
Okay. So I get control of Fear. Fear attacks all players in range of Fear and tentacles. Add 1 attack per 2 tentacles on the time scale.
2 range.
Yep.
So
So
it's
we
just
have a
Gula.
total of 1, 2, 3 tentacles. So that is plus 1 attack. And Gula's going to then be attacked for how much?
2 plus the 1, so 3.
So Gula rolls, that's 3 defense against that attack. Gula blocks only 1 and takes 2 damage. Okay, the controller takes the initiative and now goes first in turn order, so I will now go first in turn order. All units climbing will be knocked off. There are no units climbing. I will get to now move Fear anywhere in the void, and I will follow the movement instructions, placing a tentacle at the center of the base where he was, and moving him where I please. And I would love to just sort of make everybody's life hard over here. So Fear is going to go ahead and destroy the roads in its way and land right here, adjacent to all of Tony's units. Each team will now draw a new quest, discard their old quest if they've not completed it.
Nice.
Very good. And that is the end of Fear's turn. So, my turn now. I have first initiative order. I just went with Jake and Abaddon, so they're exhausted. So is Had. So my next turn must be Gula. So I'll go ahead and take Gula. And first things first, I'm going to fish. Gula does have Affliction, so she's going to take 1 damage right at the start of this turn, bringing her health down to 3. She'll fish. She got 11, so she does get the fish. I'll use it right away, my Scaly Fish, to heal for 1, so now my health is back up to 4. With my second energy, I'm going to move...
Well,
yeah,
not energy, just move.
yeah, with my second energy, I'm going to move here and I'm going to attack Legion. So Gula has an attack of 4. 4.
3, 4,
Ooh.
5.
Blocked.
3 blocks.
So unsuccessful attempt to attack from Gula, and that is the end of Gula's turn.
Alright, so I'm going to use... Okay, so this Legion is going to disengage from... Where's the best place to go? Here? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so that Legion is going to disengage Gula, so you can roll a cheap shot. Hit. Oh, shoot. That's not what I wanted. Okay, so he ends up dying and spawns back next to an ally. We'll go here. Shoot, that screwed up everything.
You guys have quite
1,
the cluster
2,
down here.
3, 4. Okay, so he is going to use an ability called Hellspawn. He can summon his ally adjacent to him, so he's gonna pull him right up here. So Legion here is going to jump attack Abaddon, and Legion here is going to jump attack Gula. So this Legion is going to attack for 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 3, 6. 2 hits.
$2.
All right, the other one's attacking Gula for 6. 2 hits. Come on. 12 dice and 4 hits. So 1 damage on Gula. Alright, and that's my turn. So now it's back to Fear. And we'll start picking up the pace here.
Fearful Stare. Yeah, Nick, maybe you could just start. We're just gonna let's play.
Yeah.
I think you guys understand the core concepts and the mechanics in the game now. We've kind of explained pretty much everything that'll crop up, at least when you're playing Shadow of Fear. So Tony and I are just gonna power through this, and Nick will commentate from here on out. Okay. The tentacles will be moving around the void. Determine control.
20.
Ooh.
Wow, that was a big roll by Salpy with a d20 beating an 18.
Oh, he doesn't really have any ranged characters. What's my total move? 3?
So Salpy here, since he got control of Fear, he is moving the tentacles into just more destructive positions, if you ask me. We now have this cluster of tentacles on the desert side of the map, and we haven't seen a lot of action on the highlands side. No lava, nobody getting pushed into it. I'm hoping to see some more destruction. I'd love to see another bridge get taken out maybe out this game.
When you engage with me, I was supposed to roll. Do you mind?
Legion is fallen sinful. He's safe.
True, I can never do it.
The Pioneers want more destruction, and they want more contesting, more kicks.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Let's make it happen.
That's fair. Can they both contest?
Yeah.
Oh, great. Okay, so first, Abaddon will contest.
Who's he
Mara.
contesting? Mara?
No, never mind. I'm going to contest Legion first. Actually, can I even knock you into a harmful position?
Is it just water? Is it just
Just water.
It's all just water. So
You guys are fighting
there's
over
absolutely-
water,
There's
really.
no reason to do that to you right now. I think what would be wise here. I mean, let's. Okay.
Back
Yeah, let's
here
just-
looks pretty
Let's
empty.
just. Yeah, you're right. I'm gonna go ahead and use Hod first. Then Hod will use his first energy. Can he fish? I guess he can.
Pod currently
Oh, no,
has
Moggy will move
Moggy
first.
as a pet.
Moggy moves there. Hod was here. Hod fishes.
Shaper rolls a
Successful.
14. Pod gets a fish. And because he has Moggy tamed, he can move with both Moggy and Hod during this turn and use energy
Uses
for
the
both.
fish. Buffs.
Uses a fish, grants a buff. Which buff is he going to pick?
He's gonna pick attack. Additional attack.
Puts the attack buff onto Hod, strengthening his attack.
I will
Now he
reply.
has the move,
So that's 3 attack plus 1 for being on top.
Awakening. He has an attack buff,
Attack
and he
fear.
has a defense buff.
Defense 1. Hits.
draw 2 loot?
Gets 2 loot.
Gains 2 loot cards.
Okay, I will first off use the grappling claw.
Grappling Claw allows you to climb a level on the Sentience. So now, even though he already climbed using an action, he was able to use the Grappling Claw to go up 2 levels. So now he has an advantage on controlling the Sentience.
And then I use an energy potion to perform any action with no energy cost, even if I already did it, and I climb again.
So he got another item, really, really good RNG here, called the Energy Potion. It basically allows you to perform another action even if you've already done it, even if you're out of energy. So he just
Oh,
climbed
that's
3 tiers
Throw a
on
tree.
Fear in 1 turn.
Somebody wanted me to throw a tree. Okay, so the Moggy's gonna go ahead and attack Roland here.
So Moggy's gonna bite Roland's ankles. Let's see what he rolls. 3 attack. That is a perfect attack roll out of Moggy. Let's see what Roland can answer with.
1
1
block.
defense. Moggy hits Roland for 2 damage.
Let's go.
Moggy, the chosen one, biting at Roland ankles.
Okay, I completed my quest.
Shaper completed his
Inflicted
quest
damage.
of dealing damage to an enemy
I
unit.
get a loot, and
So he gets 1 loot card,
Hod awakens.
and he gets to awaken Hod.
Hod will take on more attack here. Oh. And equip.
It's the first one.
So
Yeah.
the first artifact has just dropped. This is it Wista? No, on Mahali.
Oh, I have no ranged character. This is terrible.
Is it in Mahali's canon?
I have silent control. Who should I put that one?
+3, probably.
Just make Hod a superhero.
I can give Hod range with it, technically, right?
No, it doesn't
No.
increase his attack
Or
because he's
like when he
melee.
uses the ability, I mean.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
can. He
alright.
can still use the ability.
Alright, so Hod's gonna go ahead and equip him.
You equip. You gotta equip at the start of your turn.
So, Shaper just got the first artifact of the game, Umhali's Cannon, and
Alright.
this gives him
You gotta equip
Let me
at the
just
start of
read
your
it
turn.
Yeah.
this
Right.
gives him additional attack, and it also unlocks a new ability called Psionic Control. So it gives Hod a new ranged attack that he can utilize as well. So even though Hod is a melee character, he's now unlocked an additional ability that he can use during his turn to actually work as a ranged unit.
Why didn't I do that on a player? I just hit fear.
So,
I'm gonna get double
Who'd you
loot.
attack with? So
Roland jumped up fear and he hit it and got a bunch of loot.
Roland used the
um,
climb action. He's now on level 1 of fear, and then he attacked fear, so he gets how many loot cards? You get?
I got 2.
Two
It's
loot
the end of the
cards.
turn, so I just handed that off to you.
Lost move is 2. I'll move all the tentacles based on 2. That's gonna go 1.
So Shaper has height. He is currently in control of fear. He got the movement tentacle card, or I think it's called tentacle.
Okay, units in range of fear of the tentacles are going to receive the
Fearful
attack
Stare.
curse.
Okay.
So Gula's going to get the attack curse.
So
I
now
lose my
all
attack
characters
buff
that are
on
in range of the
Legion.
tentacles are receiving the attack curse.
Can Mara be seen by a tentacle?
Which one?
This one.
I don't think
No,
so.
doesn't matter.
Okay.
Okay, there you
So Mara actually dodged the attack curse there.
one,
She was
two,
not
three.
in
Oh,
line of
Legion,
sight
right,
of the tentacle.
Yep, your turn.
go. I'm going to move with Gula. Gula's going to turn around and attack you.
Gula is attacking
Three,
Legion,
four,
who is
five.
behind this mountain here.
You have an additional attack from me, not 5.
Yeah.
2 attack hits. Salpy rolls
1 block.
1 block, so Legion takes a hit, which triggers their passive.
Yeah, so he's gonna spawn.
So every time
Does that
Legion
count
takes
as
a
a
hit,
defeat?
they spawn
No,
adjacent
it
to
specifically does not count as defeat.
Okay, that's going to go with turn. Go ahead.
Okay. All I got left is Mara. So Mara.
The colors of the cubes, you use the blue for buffs, red for curses, and orange for awaken.
Mara's gonna stick right there and just attack Abaddon and Jake Allen. So she's. Man, she needs loot though. Let me see. 3 times.
No, I do not encourage you to taste the cubes. They do not taste like blue raspberry.
Yeah, Mara's not. Mara's gonna walk away and take a. Oh no, she's gonna use Frost Flash. No, I'll take the cheap shot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
So
Hit-
Shaper rolls the cheap shot as
Hit me.
Mara disengages Abaddon.
And
You're
then.
actually going to roll 2 Shaper.
Oh yeah, you're.
Disengage with Jake Allen and Abaddon. Mara takes 1 damage from the cheap shot.
Alright, so Mara used her first energy to get on the back. She just ran out of combat. Now she's going to attack Fear because she needs some loot and she needs some awakening and buffs and stuff. So she's only got 3 attack plus 1 for height. So 4 attack on Fear. 3 hits. Got it. Double loot. 1, 2. Oh, this will be fun. She's going to use the Lancing Harpoon. No. Yeah, whatever, I said it already. She's going to use the Lancing Harpoon, and it knocks all units off the sentience. In
So
turn,
Salpy just
or...
did is he
So,
attacked
you would go
Fear.
first.
I'll be in the water.
Salpy attacked Fear.
Is
He
there
got
water
lead
juice?
cards,
Oh, shoot.
Just me.
And he got the Lancing Harpoon.
1, 2, and I gotta roll. Falling damage for Mara. 1 damage for rolling. Oh my gosh, I just took 2 damage from that.
Hits.
So he used the Lancing Harpoon, and he kind of resets all the control of fear. Everybody in turn order has to fall off of fear, so Shaper fell into the water, whereas Salpy could only land on the land hexes. And he rolled falling damage twice.
And Mara's
so
gonna
both
use
of them
that
took 1
fish she
damage.
has to heal for 1. Okay. Alright, it is Fear's turn. So we're gonna roll it out. Tentacle Snatch. 16. Alright, I get to target unit within range of Fear's tentacles and Fear. Wait, team within range of Fear or the Fear's tentacles. So Hod's there. Ghoul is there. Oh my gosh, this is gonna be crazy. Alright, so what happens here is all adjacent, pull each target units in range of Fear or Fear's tentacles, which is 1, will all be silenced. So Mara, Roland, Hod, Gula are all silenced. Now, this is probably the worst thing that can happen to a character. When you are silenced, you lose access to all of your skills. So, the only team... So, Roland, Mara... okay. So, Mara's silenced, Roland's silenced, so he loses his stance. Legion is not silenced. Oh, I gotta use that. Okay. It is back to Shaper's turn.
Okay, I'm gonna move here. I'm gonna level all those hexes just for fun. And then I'm going to attack you.
Alright, Abaddon is attacking Legion.
2 hits.
Abaddon rolls 2 hits.
3.
Legion has 5 defense. 1 block.
Which one did you attack?
That one.
Okay, so he's gonna spawn next to an ally, take that damage.
Legion's passive activates.
Okay.
He's only got 1 health left.
Jake's gonna attack next one. 3 hits.
4, 5.
And 1 was lucky, and you're falling simple, so that's gonna be a lot of hits.
2 blocks. So Legion is dead.
Shaper has eliminated Legion from the game.
Let's go!
Oh my gosh. Legion, no.
Now I can awaken Jake because of that kill.
Yeah.
And Jake will add 1 to his attack roll. And he's now awakened both his attack and his defense. He's feeling fried.
Yeah, Shaper has a lot of awakenings between Hod and Jake here. They're pretty permanently buffed right now.
Okay.
But Salpy's sitting on a lot of loot over there that we haven't really seen.
I'll do that. So Mara's gonna go first. What's your total move? 5. She's gonna go here and fish. That was 4 move of her 5. 10, got it. Gonna use it, heal, and give her a buff, attack buff.
Salpy fishes successfully, then uses the fish to buff Mara's attack.
1, 2, 3, 4. She
He
can
just
then.
moved up 1 height, so he's getting a little bit of height advantage here for his attack.
Yeah,
he
so I'm
can
gonna
roll
attack
an additional
fear
attack.
for. Oh, that was supposed to be that. 3, 4, 5 for height. On fear, I need 3 damage.
2 hits.
Oh,
Salpy fails to do damage.
Oh, I meant to remove the silence with that. Okay, shoot. Message is going too fast now. Alright, and I didn't complete any of this.
I want to mention most of the characters are silenced right now, so they are unable to use abilities. I think there's 1, 2,
Okay.
3, 4 silenced.
So it is Fear's turn. He's going to explode.
They're going to D20
Yeah.
roll for control. Shaper rolls a 16. Salpy rolls a 9.
Fear attacks all players and units in range of fear or the tentacles. Add 1 attack per 2 tentacles at a time. So that's going to be +2 attack on a
2, so that's 4 attack to everyone within range of Fear's moves.
which is 2 range.
So Gula,
So
Roland,
Roland is going to
Molly.
activate the rocket-powered skateboard. He can use it at any time to use a move turn. So he's going to dodge that attack.
So that's one of those items that shows and states that you can use it at any time. A lot of the items you can only use during your turn, but there are a handful that allow you to use them as needed.
Alright, Gula rolls her defense against 4 hits, right?
Looks like Salpy's heading to the Highlands for some safety.
Alright, so Gula's going to roll against 4 hits. She's only got 3 defense. It's not a very good position for Gula. However, Gula's got some loot that we might get to see
Did she get rid of her?
work super well here. So she blocks nothing,
Boom!
which would kill
Oh
her.
no!
Gula, if not for the Hand of God.
So Shaper had an item, Hand of God, and this one prevents the character from dying. So if
Magi has to roll.
Yeah. She rolls
when this
2.
unit takes damage,
4 hits.
use it to ignore
Magi's
damage.
dead! Again!
Magi
Magi's dead.
is now knocked out of the game.
Salpy did it again.
I didn't do it.
was-
Fear did
It
it.
was Salpy.
Fear
Bad management of the poor cat.
Fear eliminated Magi.
Alright.
Shaper was a little bit neglectful
Alright,
there.
keep moving through.
Okay.
Attacks.
The
Knockdown.
controller takes the initiative and now goes first to turn order. All units claiming Fear are knocked off. Move Fear anywhere in the timescape. So I'm going to move Fear over to here.
Thank you.
And we're going to place a tentacle where Fear was.
We now have 4 tentacles
5.
on the board.
Each team will now draw a new
5?
quest.
All 5. Yeah.
Discard your old quest.
Okay.
All 5 tentacles are on the board, so Fear is at his ultimate strength right now. And there's a lot left to do. Not a crazy amount, but quite a bit.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, I will take my turn now. All my characters are refreshed. And I am going to take a turn with Abaddon and Jake. He's got a range of 5 and flies. Ooh.
He's got -1.
Just out of my reach. Oh, I'm at 4. Now you're making it hard. And attack 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's 5 attack. Hod is a beast right now. So I'm
Hot
actually
is
gonna,
strong.
I'm gonna move with Hod. So Hod is in water. He's gonna fish first.
8
He
Got it.
gets
plus. So Hod successfully fishes.
Okay, I'll hold on to that fish. Then Hod is gonna move. He's got to move at 4.
Wait
5,
a second.
6.
Hod is silenced, so your passive.
Oh, good catch.
Ooh, Hod can't use
So
his
Hod
fishing
fails
skills.
to fish because he is silenced.
It's all good.
Shaper thought he could get away with that one. Tomorrow's always watching.
I've got roll d20. So I'm gonna go ahead and use first my ability silent control and attempt to pull in. Or am I silent so I can't use my item abilities either?
You can't use, yeah.
Ooh, that's a bummer. Okay. It's fine. I can just complete my move. Actually,
Silence hurts.
I will mine on the way. Then I'll build some roads. I'm gonna commentate here.
Does silence prevent kicking contesting?
No, it only turns off all of your skills.
Correct. So
Any
anything
skills.
that you see on the right hand of those cards where the skills are, all of that is turned off when you're silenced. You can still take actions. Wow, Salpy is really getting ragged on in here.
That's 1, 2,
4.
4 hits.
Hot attacks with 4.
3
Salpy rolls
damage.
1 defense. That is 3 damage on
Mara.
Mara. Mara has 3 health remaining.
Hod completes his quest. Awakening. I will increase his defense and I will remove his silence.
People want kicking. If you're not.
Your move.
Wish I could kick you in the lava. So my exhaustion resets on my characters. They're both
Let's see
silenced.
some kick.
So Roland's gonna fish. I'm gonna go with Roland.
12. Successful fish on Roland Olympus.
Perfect. Heal
Exactly
one,
what he needed.
remove silence.
Remove silence
So that's 1 energy.
and heals.
Yes. He's going to move here and contest Hod. So I just need to roll higher than Hod. 5. Oh gosh.
Did I get a loot for my quest? I should have, right?
But it's too late now.
Okay.
Ninja, so because we're not playing with our normal cards today, we're playing with our prototype cards. We did not fill in the blue and red boxes first, but normally in a game of TimeStrike, you fill those in first, and then you remove them instead of adding them for your buffs and curses. So you are right.
I guess I'm stuck fighting.
I live in the Shadow Realm. That's where I was born and bred. The stakes are
I'm gonna walk away and get on. You can roll a cheap shot.
Rolling Rumpus
Oh,
gets hit for a cheap shot, but
I'm on
climbs Fear to level
Fear.
1.
That's the end of my turn. So he is exhausted. I get control of the card. Fear's Strike. Move Fear anywhere in the timescape. Alright. This is what you all asked for.
Oh boy.
I got it.
No, do it properly. This is the moment.
And this was here because this is going to get knocked over.
As Fear destroys the board.
Alright, this is here. Okay, so Fear is landing here. Abaddon, what's his height?
Abaddon has a height of 7.
7. I forgot to count it.
It's 1,
I
2,
don't
3,
think-
4, 5, 6 up.
Was it 6 up?
Yeah, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Okay. So he doesn't take falling damage. However, Fear's Strike. Move Fear anywhere in the times in the void. Fear attacks all units within range. Fear attacks all units within range of Fear. 2 + 1 for every 2 tentacles. So 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So he's attacking for 4 on Abaddon and Gula. 4 hits.
This is a big hit here.
Who's that? Abaddon.
Blocks.
Abaddon blocks.
Abaddon does a full block. Gula
Gula.
now rolls defense.
Gula's tough.
Against how much damage?
Tough to
4.
be Gula. Tough to be Gula right now.
Gula
Yes!
takes
Gula's out.
4 damage and is out of the game.
That's the power of controlling fear.
Yeah, what happened there was Salpy saw the red card coming up.
No, that was just a random gray card.
So he
I
got
have
really
initiative.
lucky there. That was good.
Yeah, you're first.
Okay, so I'll take a turn with Abaddon now. There's got a limit of
LL Cool Aid.
5 minus
You
1,
missed
which is
both.
4.
Come on.
First thing I can't do that because I'm engaged. So right here, fly over, and I'm gonna contest Roland. That's my first action.
Alright, 8 + 5.
It's a 10.
This is a contest.
19.
Salpy
24.
wins the contest.
And I will now instead do. I guess I can't do much with my life, can I? I can fish. Jake will fish. Oh, what a turn! See if I should go ahead.
Okay. Mara. What's she gonna do? Mara's going to try to contest Hod. So.
Alright, we got a d20 roll.
9. 13. No successful contesting tonight. This was on hand.
They're trying to kick for you guys, but they don't know how.
They have forgotten.
The way of the kick.
Alright, Mara is going to attack Hod for. Where's all the. You take all the dice and keep moving more over there.
He does that every time.
3, 4. 1, 2. Oh, I just got some. Yeah, that doesn't help me right now. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2 hits.
2 hits. 1 block.
1 damage. Let's go.
1 damage breaks through onto Hod. Hod has 4 health left.
Okay.
Alexander
she's
says, aren't the edges meant for dice management? Calling you out, Shaper. Yeah, Salpy does it. You don't.
Unbelievable.
Alright, it's Fear's turn. I have control, so I get to move the tentacles based off the move. And then range is 3. Let's see. 1, 2.
So Salpy still has control of the sentience. So
1,
during this turn,
2,
he's got the ability to move
1,
those
2.
tentacles however he wants.
1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2.
And he's just circling around Shaper.
So within 3 range of all the tentacles, 1, 2, 3, 4. Can I? Hold on. Can I just go? Oh wait. Oh yeah. I'm gonna just do 1, 2, 3. Oh, I don't even have to move them. So all units in range of Fear get the defense curse. So that's Abaddon, Jake Allen, and Hod all get the defense curse. Let's go. Breaking down those buffs. All right. Yes, it's your turn.
I'm gonna do with Hod. Hod will
Attack.
no. Oh yeah, I have to. I can't attack. I can't do it. So yeah, Hod's gonna go ahead and attack.
Come on, Mar.
Before he has turn.
I wish I could get rid of the silence on her.
So I'm gonna go ahead and trigger Enrage here. I've got a +3 Enrage on Hod. He has 2 attack, +1 attack, +1 attack. So that's 2, 3, 4, +1, +3. It's 5, 6, and 8 attack.
Oh boy, Mara's bye-bye.
Big moment for Hod. That's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hits
Okay.
on an 8 roll.
3 defense. Boom. Mara's out.
See ya, Mara.
Mara is out of the game, killed by the fisherman. Hod the Hammer, they call him.
Oh boy.
At least someone will get kicked.
Yeah, because Alexandra's calling out.
Okay. So, if you won't fight me, bring it up here. I'm gonna go up to the next tier and attack Fear. 1, 2, 3. And I'll pop myself into the attack stance. 3, 4, 5, 6.
Is that all damage on there? 4?
3, 4, 5.
I'm talking about what's on your health.
Yeah, that's 4. Yeah, he's only got 2 health left. 1 hit.
Salpy rolls 1.
I'm just
Attack
hiding up
dice.
on Fear. Alright. I get to play with Fear. Monster Assault. Spawning a new monster. Zato.
Alright, we have Zato, which is one of our beasts, entering the game.
Shoot, I'm gonna spawn him over here.
It's a weird way to say Moggy. Must have misspoke.
Okay, so Zato's in the game. He's going to. Where it? Lost stats. Each player in turn. Okay, so he's gonna attack. Oh wait, he's got 1 range. So yeah, he's a good spot. He's gonna attack Abaddon for 3.
Alright, let's see what Abaddon can roll here.
And he's got -2, so 4. Yeah, that defense curse.
4 defense.
So 1 hit on Abaddon.
So now that he broke through
Punctures
Abaddon's
through.
defenses,
Wait, Jake
Jake's gotta
Allen's
roll.
not silenced anymore?
Jake Allen has to
No.
roll.
Okay.
Jake's got to roll now. 1, 2, but he's got affliction.
How did he get rid of it?
Oh no, it just bumped
He's
up.
silenced.
That bumped up. That's all.
Okay, so he's silenced.
Yeah,
Okay,
he's silenced. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4,
so 3 hits.
5
If you-
defense.
If you miss all of it, you're dead. Ah,
Not gonna
3.
happen.
Oh no, 2 blocks.
2 blocks.
1
Jake
damage.
Allen gets hit for 1.
All right, 1 and 1. Okay, I'll take it.
Alright, very good. I will take a turn now with Abaddon Jake. Can I contest you from here? I can't now, right?
No,
Yeah,
you have to
I have
bring
to
Hot
dismount.
over, or you have to dismount and let Abaddon back to the wild.
I will not do, so I'm going to move out of the way. 2. Step up.
We're headed to the Highlands again.
Now. from
Wait, how did you
here-
get there?
Yes.
You were here, right?
That's 1,
2, 3, 4. You only have 4 move, so you have to end on the road.
I'm going to break it. I'm going to end right here.
You
is
still
that
can't land there.
Wait, what?
Because you have to. So when you count, it would be your front hex would be 1, 2, 3, 4.
Well, this is a road,
So you'd have to destroy it.
for that, right?
It's yeah, but you're only moving 1, so you're going from here to here for 1 still. So you'd have to end there.
1,
2,
Anywhere I want.
3.
Anywhere I want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But your butt has to follow. You can't just turn your butt all the way around.
Okay. Because I don't want to debate it. 1, 2, 3.
You can destroy the road, right?
Yeah, I could destroy the road.
Flatten it out.
Let's flatten out the road here. Call it a day. Well, no, I don't want to do that because actually I have to get to safety. Safety's more important than anything. So, 1, 2.
So however you count it, you just follow the rear.
Alright,
He likes to just spin characters around to land where he wants.
1, 2, 3. Turn energies in front. Move, swing, fly. Well, I said I wanted to just go 1, 2, 3, 4. That puts me out of lost range of 1, but then it'll be higher next. So I think probably 3. 2, 3.
I put Thuckalula's name in the chat and they said
Apparently.
Cthulhu Luckalula.
I'm in a tight spot here. I can't really get away from an explosion that's about to occur, which is a bummer, because I don't have enough move, and I don't have any abilities or items that would allow me to cleanse that.
Can you go fish?
Thuckalula
I could fish.
is
couldn't
how
I?
it's pronounced,
Yeah, I can fish
Alexandros.
first. And get the fish. And that's exactly the fish I needed.
You're welcome.
So I heal. Thank you. I
Play it right.
I cleanse. This is still silenced. Oh, do I want to cleanse the silence or you know, I'll get rid of the move curse. You know, that's more important. And then I will have a full move of 5 here. I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah, so your rear ends. There you go.
Okay,
There you go.
that's my turn.
He knows how to
Shaper
move.
figured out how to move.
Moved multi-units. Okay, so it's my turn. I'm just gonna climb to the top, and because I like to party, and I'm gonna roll an attack. 3, 4, 5, 6. 3, 4, 5, 6.
If you can see it on the stream, you can see that Fear's next card is red.
1, 2,
Wow.
3, hit. 2 loot.
So, Roland Rumpus hits the sentience in the top of the head, gains 2 loot.
I gotta do that next
He's
turn.
sitting on a lot of loot over there.
Okay, so next card. Everyone within range, 3 range. 1, 2, 3.
Question for you.
I know, I
That's
see
it.
it.
Understand.
Okay, so everyone within 3 range of Fear or his tentacles is going to get attacked. The attack right now is 4 hits.
So right now, Salpy has 1 character left. Shaper has 3 characters left. And there's 1
That's
lost
3 hits?
beast
Yes,
on the
sir.
board
So Abaddon
with
going
5
now.
tentacles. However, Shaper's in trouble here. Fear just exploded
And
Worst
killed
roll
Jake Allen.
Worst
and
roll
killed
ever.
Jake Allen.
Let's put
Shaper
him
is now
back to the
down to
wild.
2 characters.
So Abaddon has returned to the wild because Jake Allen got hit by only because whenever you draw, it's the next card's stats that you play, so you never know what the range, attack, defense, and everything's gonna be. Alright. 1, 2, 3. Hog gets hit too.
So
For 4
Abaddon was
hits.
returned to the wild. So he is now a lost brute again. And Shaper is down to 1 character left. So
Who
he
has
just
to
went
roll
from
defense?
3 to 1. And he's rolling defense on Hod right
On
now
4 hits.
against 4 hits. 1 block.
Oh, jeez, that's too close for comfort.
Oh!
Hod has 1 health left. He just took 3 hits. And I can't really see what's going on with Roland. You have orange and stuff.
Oh yeah, I can clear that up. So I have 2 health left on Roland.
So Roland has 2 health left.
And Hod
has
is
1
1.
health left.
Alright.
And
Let me just continue this. I have initiative now because I'm the controller. I'm going to get knocked off and I'm going to land in the water so I don't have to take falling damage. And then move Fear anywhere in the timescape. We're going to move
up top here. Move here and then try to escape, and then draw new quests, which I never got to complete mine. Here's your new quest. Okay, so it's down to one character versus one character. We still have to kill Abaddon, who's got 1 health left, and Zato's alive as well with 4 health.
So what can happen here is a few things. Either Salpy and Shaper can go at it and make sure one of them gets eliminated, or they can go after the Lost and make sure that when one of them dies, they do not become the myth.
Okay, so I got Roland's Gauntlets, which I'm playing Roland Rumpus. So what happens is, instead of getting a new skill, I unlock some updates to my current skills. So now my Magma Fist not only gives the defense curse, but it also gives the attack curse when I use it. So I'm going to equip that, and I also get some stat buffs. So I'm going to go here and fish to start. I have 3 energy, 11.
Successful fish.
I'm going to use that to heal 1
Heals 1 on Roland.
and buff my attack.
Please, yeah, okay. So he now has the attack buff.
And then I'm going to go over to, I got to try to get these monsters down.
So
I'm
Zato has 4 health.
I'm going to contest Zato into the water. So whenever you contest a monster, they don't roll. It's just 10 and up for you. 15. So I'm going to push him down, and then I'm going to attack him.
So Salpy pushes Zato into the water to benefit from the height advantage, and now he gets to roll an additional attack.
7. I have 8 attack right now. 3, 1 for awaken, 1 for buff, 1 for skill, 1 for gear, 1 for height. So I'm adding up quickly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, yeah, good. Use the trays. All your dice are just again. So I hit Zato for 1, 2, 3. He's got 1 defense, so I did 2 damage to Zato.
Zato has 2 health remaining.
And then I get 1 loot card for doing the damage. And is there any loot cards that I should use right now? Where's this? That's kind of
You guys are in a tight little ender here.
Okay,
One
it's your
against
turn.
one.
Cool. First thing I'll do is I take my turn with Hod and I'll use my monster kibble and I'll team Abaddon.
So Hod tames Abaddon using Monster Kibble. That is an item that gives you an automatic tame on a beast from
I
Fleet.
lost that. He killed me when I had Mara. Mara had it, and it went back.
So Shaper has built a behemoth, and now he has 2 characters.
However, Abaddon only has 1 health left still.
I'm gonna
Abaddon is 1 hit away from death.
Oh wait,
Fish
what
first.
happened? Oh, he's got 2 health left? I thought he had 1.
Yeah, it's 2.
2 health.
Fish.
4 failed to fish.
Total fish.
Still
He's still
silenced.
silenced.
What are you talking about? Oh, yeah. I know. This is
So you can't fish
I
twice.
can't double fish. Oh, that stinks. Stinks. But I can, however, trade, yeah?
Hmm?
So I will trade Blazing Guitars over to...
No, you don't have to trade. They're all 1 character.
Oh, this is true.
Yeah.
So at the beginning of my turn, I could just win this.
Yeah.
Hod, the Pokemon Master. You got it, Shipwrecks.
He's the kibble
Using
master.
that kibble. Okay, so I was gonna move into 5 plus 2. I'm gonna go 1, 2, 3. Up here, and I'm gonna attack Fear.
So Shaper flies up.
Your rear would end here again. You gotta count from one end.
Dude, I've got 5, 6, 7.
Oh, okay. You said 5, so I didn't read.
Ah, whiff.
0
Abaddon
hits
whiffs, but
out of 5.
Hod has an attack, and that's 1, 2, 3, 4.
Hod using 4 attack. AI has a total defense of 1.
2 hits. Let's
2
go.
hits.
Okay, so I get the loot.
Shaper is able to draw a loot card.
Ugh. Nice. Okay, and I complete my quest. So, I will awaken my character. I will remove 1 curse. I will get rid of the silence. I have nothing left to awaken. I've awakened everything. And I will go ahead and do a loot here.
Okay. It is Fear's turn. Nobody controls him, so we'll roll it out. 8.
2.
Alright, Salpy wins the roll.
I get to target a unit and pull it into his tentacles or his body, which I don't need to because he's already there. Unfortunately, I'm already there too. All units in range of Fear's tentacles get the affliction curse.
So
You're
that
all
means
afflicted.
Abaddon, Hod, and Roland Rumpus have become afflicted.
Abaddon is immune to afflictions. Good for him.
Very nice.
Okay. I think I'm just going to disengage real quick. Go for a fish. I failed. Re-engage Zato and then attack and try to just knock him out.
Zato has 2 health left with a total defense of 1.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. He's got 1 defense, so let's knock him out. 1, 2, 3, 4 hits. He's
Zato is out of the
dead.
game.
Bouncing the high elevations.
So
I'm not sure what you
now-
mean by that, Lex. What's your question?
So Zato died. I get a loot card for hitting him, and I also awaken for destroying a unit, which I'm going to give myself the move buff.
Wait, real quick,
Okay.
sorry. So, Alexandros, the way this is happening is when
Your turn.
it's Fear's turn, you pull the card, and if you are on height, you take control of the sentience, or you roll a d20 to see who takes control,
It's your turn.
and you can move him wherever you want if the card says move Fear. So, whoever controls them can move Fear where they want to. And that card will happen multiple times in a game.
So I'm in a precarious position here where it looks as if I have no choice but to die. I have affliction on Hod and it is his turn. So what Hod's going to do is die in the most glorious way he possibly can and dismount. Jump into the lava like a man of his caliber would,
affliction was your last health?
thereby destroying Hod
Oh.
and defeating me from the game. However,
You are now.
I am now the myth and I control Abaddon.
And
He's
Fear.
not in a great position, but I control Abaddon and Fear. And this is my chance to get revenge and hopefully make sure that the Void wins the game and not Tony.
So now it is
Salpy.
really
Salpy. Come on, everybody!
Fear versus Salpy.
Yeah, Caster, you don't have to get a Moggy tattoo. But you should probably get a Hod one because that was epic.
Okay, so,
Yeah, hot
because
is
you were at the end, you died on your turn, so it's Fear's turn, so you can go ahead and draw the card.
Okay, great. So draw the first card.
So now that Shaper is the myth, he is in complete control of Fear, and he has complete control over the lost monsters on the board, which is
Okay. So, if a myth is active, do not perform step 1 and 2. Skip to the myth step.
Oh, frick.
The myth step is place 1 new monster anywhere.
No.
Oh, yeah.
Where it says myth.
Each lost unit's gonna heal.
Shoot.
Alright, so that means Abaddon's healing up here and getting prepped
At the
to
bottom.
destroy Roland.
So my goal here is to survive, get over there, kill Abaddon, then kill Fear.
Not kill
You don't have to go there.
Yeah, you have to do one final shot on Fear.
I have to hit him.
Yeah, once all the monsters are gone. So
So
I'm gonna.
something-
Go ahead.
Salpy has to do 4 damage to Abaddon and 1 hit to Fear to win the game, whereas Shaper needs to do 3 damage to Roland. So this is the
So,
final stand.
I switch to. Actually, this one's better. I'm gonna switch to Jake Allen's breastplate. I had it in my loot, so you can only ever equip 1 artifact at a time, but you can have as many artifacts in your inventory to swap when you need to. So I have. Oh, thank you. As I start my turn, I take that affliction. I'm gonna start by rolling for a fish, and I desperately got it.
Somebody should play the final countdown, Caster.
Immediately draw. I got a soggy bag, which allows me to draw 1 loot card. That's not what I wanted, unless there's something. Nope, not what I want. Okay. So now I have 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 move. So I can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm gonna mine.
The soggy bag got pulled. Greatest item in the game. You heard it here first. Not the damn torch, maybe though.
And then
I think that's
1, 2,
pretty easy.
3, 4, 5,
I don't
6.
think anyone's gonna be able to
7,
hear us.
Don't care, it's for me.
not all about you.
I'm gonna stand down there and switch to my rock stance and finish my turn. It is the Myth's turn, Abaddon.
Okay. Abaddon is, where'd you go?
Oh, I don't know.
Here.
You have to find him.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, perfect.
Roland is hiding in the trees. Abaddon finds him.
Good.
Abaddon rolls
That would've been
a
cool.
d20.
Trying to send me to hell.
Does not send him to hell successfully.
Okay.
Rolls a 12.
3, 4.
Could have been a one shot.
One
Abaddon
hit.
rolls
Okay.
one attack.
3,
Roland will
4,
now roll defense.
5, 6 defense, and I have Jake Allen's breastplate.
Roland
3
rolls
locks.
3
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got
I
blocks.
have Jake Allen's breastplate, so I got his skill.
and blocks all that damage.
Alright,
Here
Fear's
goes
turn.
Fear's turn.
Fearful Stare. I'm going to move each tentacle based on the lost move.
4 move. Oh no, that's the best move.
4.
So, Shaper just pulled move the tentacles, and the AI currently has 4 move, or the lost.
Okay.
What
He is
happens?
bringing them in.
Range curse.
Curse and range interference tentacles receive the move curse.
It's only 1 range. I'm good, right? Yeah, I'm good.
So, Salpy does not receive any curses.
But he's
as he is greater than
collapsing
1
the tentacles
away.
on me. So, the best thing I could do here.
Run for your life.
No.
The tentacles are really a cool part of this game today. They've been
1,
running
2.
around.
Am I targetable by fear here?
Yes, you're
So we're
2
trying to
hits to the left.
determine if Roland
Yeah, by
has-
line of sight, right?
Yes.
is
so
in line
Here?
of sight.
Okay. So I'm gonna
Jeez.
not. So what I'm gonna do,
Smart.
He's gonna go under the overpass
but
here.
I have a plan. I'm gonna use this to build a road because I just mined it on the way. Oh wait, I can't build roads when I'm engaged.
Yeah.
I'm going to willfully walk out of combat real quick so you can roll a cheap shot.
Shaper
Ah!
hits the cheap shot. Roland with only 2 health left.
Okay.
1 health left.
1 health left. What?
Sorry. At the start of my turn,
Yeah, 1 health left.
I wanted to use this. Okay, so I
Flips an
moved out of.
artifact.
I switched my artifact at the start of my turn. Then I moved out and got cheap shot. Now what I'm going to do, I have 1 health left. I'm going to switch to the fire stance.
High attack
Increase
stance.
my attack.
Yep.
And I'm going to use. That doesn't help still. Frick. Oh, then I'm going to build that road.
He's building the road now that he's out of
Okay.
engagement.
Let's build it all the way up so I can move around when I need to.
He's gonna build that up to
And then
where
he's
the
going to
sentient
walk
is.
back in engagement with Abaddon with height. Uh-oh. Oh, okay.
Shaper rolls a 19.
16.
Almost
close.
or
I'm going to
16.
use booster boots, which when I'm attacking with height advantage, I get an additional attack. So I have 3 base, 4 awaken, 5 buff, 6 ability, 7 from my gear, 8 from my height, and 9 from my item. So I'm going to try to one-shot Abaddon here, and I'm safe from what I know from any explosion that's about to happen from the tentacles.
So Salpy is about
So
to roll
1,
9 attack dice.
3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. And I'm going to use Magma Fist, which would give you the attack and defense curse if I roll 1 lucky attack.
Here we go.
1, 2, 3, 4 hits with the curses applied on your next turn.
4 hits.
He's going to block.
Abaddon rolls defense.
Oh!
0
0 blocks!
Got it. You got it.
Abaddon
Ugh.
is out of the game.
You got it.
All that remains for Salpy
I
is
just
1
got-
hit on
One
the
hit on
sentient.
And I have 1 health left.
So let's see how that goes.
What card did you pull?
Okay, it's Tentacle Thrash. Fear overloads. Fear attacks all players in range of fear or the tentacles.
And I'm hidden.
Add 1 attack per 2 tentacles. So that would have been 2,
A bit
4.
4.
So that would have been
Yeah, 4 again.
4 attack. Control takes initiative now goes first. All units climb fear knocked off. Move for anywhere in the timescape. Follow the sentence moving instructions for the single in the center. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and
No,
move
don't
fear.
run away. Oh, what are you
So,
doing?
Shaper
What?
is
I'm gonna
destroying the terrain.
Do this, obviously. Or no.
Flattening
No,
it.
no, 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 no. I don't want to do that. Why don't I want to do that? What's your move?
I can get it up to 10.
Forget it. I destroyed it anyway for fun. It's out of the way. Over here.
So Shaper's now playing defensively with the sentience, getting as far away
Not enough range.
from Salpy as possible.
I'm gonna get out of the way. Make your life really hard.
Just
And,
to make
uh,
his life really
Now I gotta
hard.
run after him. Okay, let's. Alright, so it's my
Should've got
turn.
something here. Yeah,
So I'm
go
gonna switch my gear at the start of my turn. Jake
Salpy
Allen's
doesn't-
breastplate again, which gives me an extra 2 move. So I have 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 move.
10 move on Roland Rumpus.
I'm gonna go 1, 2. I'm gonna mine as my first action. 3, 4, 5, 6. 3, 4, 5, 6. And then I'm gonna use that to build a road.
Well done, sir.
And I can add on to this road.
Don't miss this attack, though.
I'm gonna go to there. 6. And I can go.
This is
7.
legendary. It's legendary.
I can't jump attack. He's more than 2 out. So 7, 8, 9.
Can you climb and get on his back for
Yeah,
an extra
yeah.
attack?
No. Once there's a myth active, I can't get on your
Sure,
back.
can't
That's
climb.
right.
So yeah, one thing to note: when the myth is active, you can no longer climb
So I've
fear.
got 1 defense.
Yes.
Just hoping you can roll at least 1 attack, and Salpy will win the
3,
game.
4, 5, 6. 6 attack.
Anyone who plays bets on me, I'm so
3,
sorry.
4, 5, 6. And I just need 2 hits. If I don't, I could die next turn because I only have 1 health left.
You will die next
Need
turn.
2 hits.
Let's go!
Yes!
Game over.
And fear has been destroyed.
Salpy.
Roland Rumpus!
Your champion.
Roland the Rumpus.
Your champion who has survived the challenges of the void.
Oh my gosh.
Shout out to you. Tales of Valhalla.
Thank you, everyone. Good game.
Good
I
game,
don't
sir.
remember the last time I won.
That's true.
Patrick can speak to Requid can speak to that. But yeah, so there was a lot that happened that game. Any more questions? I don't even know where to go from here.
I think everybody enjoyed it from what I'm seeing. And Salpy, that was a hell of a move to end it. That was a big 10 movement.
I'm so
With
happy.
roads.
That's my favorite character is Roland too. So he's my boy. I was happy to take the win with him.
That played really well.
I
I played super well. I think lots of ups and downs, back and forths.
Oh,
We
well, you
ended
got
the game
so many
with-
tames and
We ended the game with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, technically 6 tentacles active, which is wild. And that move at the end was just mind-boggling. That you're able to take a 10-move action all the way across the board to catch sentience and land the final blow. So, just an epic match altogether. Lots of Moggies were lost.
Lots of
I'm
Moggies.
sorry what I did to the Moggies,
Sorry
but
for
it
the
had to
children-
be.
Sorry for the children at home.
You were all right. The Moggies were gonna be the winning thing for a Shaper, so I had to take them out.
And it's quite late here, so I think
Yeah.
we'll wrap it up.
Yeah.
Wrap it up.
Like I said, this is an ongoing prototype. We're still testing things and making updates, and all these characters with our future games, you'll only get newer characters, newer bosses, all different mechanics built in. And as we grow with the community, we could have more actions. Like I said, mining those materials might be more than walls and roads. It might be, like I said, catapults or all sorts of things that we want to add to the game, or the community can just add. Same thing with chopping down trees. Like the system is very open-ended. It's very modular. You can add and pull from it
I
as you
think we
please.
need Shaper kicked into the lava on the board.
Yeah,
Someone
I'm sorry
wants-
we didn't have any good
People
Spartan
want it.
moments.
We'll do
Yeah.
a we'll do a
Wanted.
contest.
Except for your sister Sam.
Oh, Sam?
She's
Sam's
in
here?
there.
Thanks, Sam.
Here you go. Where's Gula?
Alright.
Whoever loses gets not kicked into the lava.
This
Alright, here's the kick.
This seems fair.
D20 versus D20.
8.
8.
Eight's pretty good.
1!
Shaper goes
Boom! Into the lava! Burning alive!
Double loss tonight.
The tentacle comes and smacks you.
So you guys saw just about every part of TimeStrike tonight. You saw 5 tentacles come in. You saw the terrain get demolished. You saw contests. You saw
Attacks, skills, fish, you know, building walls, building roads, a lot of taming by Shaper. I couldn't get one thing.
Yep.
And I still somehow came out alive.
Yeah, that gives you a really good idea of what you can do in TimeStrike. And like Salpy said, this is still in development. It's still being polished, but it's already in a very, very, very playable state. So we're super happy that everybody enjoyed it. I'm sure everyone will think of more questions, maybe have some feedback for us. We'd love to hear it. We're trying to pivot always and build the product to be even better. Somebody said this campaign is about Source, but it's much, much more than that. We need to make that clear. So I agree with that. We're going to be making some moves to make TimeStrike more at the forefront of our Kickstarter and our campaign. We're working on that every day.
I think this video will help a lot because people have been asking for this, and like we will be releasing the rulebook soon. I just want to get better imagery and stuff. I'm working on renders and things, and I just like it's a very complex game between, you know, the 3D world, the destruction, all the actions you can do, the attacking, the taming. It's a lot of simple actions all built into one. So I just want to make sure I get that right and allow people to understand kind of how the game flows.
Yeah.
And this helps.
And Salpy's working hard on getting you that first rulebook very soon. That will be released so everybody can get their hands on it and maybe play at home with whatever they have, or at least try to recreate and understand the mechanics, which we're looking forward to. So thank you everyone for tuning in. This was the first ever live playthrough of TimeStrike. We can't wait to talk to you tomorrow, and have an excellent night.
Thank you everyone for
Bye,
joining
everybody.
us. Have a good night.
Good night, and good night. That went really well.
Super well.
The oh my gosh.
That's what epic game.
Yeah.
Do we get to edit the stream that goes out?
No, it's already out, but we can
YouTube already has it posted, but we can edit it however we want.
clip it.